Counting money as I swig my beer. Got a text from J Crime saying it's all year. More weed, more Molly, and we'll be right there. The quality of every substance, bruh, is all top tier. Bet the lid that I'll jet from the Jex to a Cairo, from the corner store bodega to a Pollo Hermanos. Backpack with the gat, had the footy with hollow. Straight murk the competition, had to hire my rivals. Gave me girl too, your boyfriend a rookie, and I can coach you from coach shoes to Jimmy Choo simping. That's what the birds do. We run through, Copley and Prue, doing the rule security. Know I'm sharp, but still violate the mood. Got me thinking the move. I'ma stay, but still get away. The life of a hustler / entertainer in the making. And it's all for the taking. And what we taking? I'm talking pay. Yo, I can't stop. I only got thoughts for this money. If you don't, then I ain't fucking with your bank drops. Make runs at random on a weekly. Who knows, might even bump into you, can't stop. I only got thoughts for this money. If you don't, then I ain't fucking with your bank drops. Make runs at random on a weekly. Who knows, might even bump into you. 15th letter, gotta keep the weed better. Word to these 3 letters on my rug sweater. No frauds, RTC, no bras, bro. We not an AC, but pull your card. Drugs, the lyrics that I drop so raw. And lights, beats make these bitches go on and on. You know the bands I make up. Saw shake her little money make up. Make every homie wanna penetrate it. Roxbury greatest, on pace to be that. Bruce Banner citizen with them Hall green packs. Street Forts got weed snacks and a microphone in it. I'm Mac, Pro Tools in a scale for the business. I'm a man on a mission, you could tell from the name I use. Frontin' on this money and you wind up on that cable news. Wouldn't wanna see the homie cop an attitude. Just cop a couple packs and show me gratitude. Yo, I can't stop. I only got thoughts for this money. If you don't, then I ain't fucking with your bank drops. Make runs at random on a weekly. Who knows, might even bump into you, can't stop. I only got thoughts for this money. If you don't, then I ain't fucking with your bank drops. Make runs at random on a weekly. Who knows, might even bump into you. Can't stop. I only got thoughts for this money. You don't, I ain't fucking with your bank drops. Make runs at random on a weekly. Who knows, might even bump into you. Hey yo, I can't stop. I only got thoughts for this money. Big trap, on a weekly. Hey yo, I can't stop. I only got thoughts for this money. If you don't, then I ain't fucking with your bank drops. Make runs at random on a weekly. Who knows, might even bump into you, can't stop. I only got thoughts for this money. If you don't, then I ain't fucking with your bank drops. Make runs at random on a weekly. Who knows, might even bump into you.
Headphones are a lot louder than those ones.
Okay. Yo.
Oh, you just dive right in there.
2 things that I learned in my hood: how to get paid and rap on a beat. Should change. Dollar bill, yo. Dollar bills. Yo. 2 things that I learned in my hood: how to get paid and rap on a beat. Should change. Dollar bills, yo. Yo, get paid while complaining about my struggles. 2 things that I learned on the humble: how to rap and how to maintain. Out of state trip for the flows, kill 2 birds, bought me some weight. Greatness out the gate, what I strive for. Clouds in the cake, what I land on. Either that or my lady buns with a joint kissed her, then she gave me hugs. Baby feeling dirty, said she need a scrub. I'm the one for the bright light, Shabazz at the Final 4. Counting money as I'm getting more. I'm motivated, wanna know the source. Walked in the jewelry store, glanced through the auto book, grinding up both. In the frame for the pose, cross hands with my stance, bands pouring out my pocket like the man. And all praise to the X-Men dudes and not the comic book characters, the local crew. Risking freedom for some dead presidents. Them same bends for the ends times 10. Added up with the work I listed. So clutch, big copy with the swing. Yo, yeah, I'm only trying to build bigger. Burj Khalifa with them bills, nigga. From the bottom, set my apex course, feeling like.
No.
Welcome. I do that all the time.
Keep jumping. Hear ye. Make way for the Kingz. The Kingz are here.
You think the bitches are great because you're fucking seasonal. Nigga, you can't be seasonal. Niggas got, this shit's 24 hours a day.
Kingz. You're listening to the Kingz Podcast with your hosts, Karizmatik and Irish O'Neil.
Welcome to another installation of your favorite podcast, the Kingz Podcast. I'm your boy, Karizmatik.
What's up? It's Irish O'Neil.
Don Panzini.
Anani Moush.
And this is a, let's call it the at-home episode, if you will.
This is the Kingz family.
Yeah.
We
We got our newly appointed queen.
that's right. Ani Moush, the new co-host of Kingz.
Always a princess, was always
Yeah.
around, but she definitely earned her crown the other day.
And like the Kings we are, we elevated her to her highest status. I'm just fucking with you.
I mean,
I felt the dagger. I was afraid to look while I was saying that. I could feel it.
she absolutely deserved it. She fought off I want to be tasteful in my
She fought off a scary bitch. And I'll tell you, I'll lead off.
You don't care for taste.
Before we even get into that discussion, I'll lead off and I'll apologize for the only thing I felt that I should apologize for during that podcast, which was in the heat of the moment, I called Ani sweetheart. I did not mean to do.
So many times.
Here's the, okay, can I tell you what happened, right? Is I said it the first time, and immediately when I said it in my head, I went, fuck, I didn't mean to call Ani sweetheart. But then I was like, I'm not going to let this bitch get even a fucking inch. So then I was like, well, now I got to double down. So I was like, sorry, Ani, I love you, but you're going to have to suffer now because of this goofy bitch.
Yo, so like I feel
I
like
apologize. I didn't mean to call you sweetheart.
I felt like I was really quiet during our last episode, so I might
that's the most
I
quiet
might
you've
go
ever been.
off on this one. I might just go off just a tiny little bit on this one.
Do it.
Because like I was trying real hard to be respectful because back in my country, like that's the type of person that they
Back
let
in the old country.
back home. Eh? So
One day.
back home, back in my own country, these are the people that they put for the street, eh? They leave them in the street. Come rain, come shine, come boss, come plain. They don't care. That person is going to burn in the sun. When you see a crazy person, you don't take them into your house. Eh?
Yes, that's fucking true.
Nobody told this white man. He brought her. He said, come inside my house.
You're the one that invited her on the podcast. I was like, all right, no.
Why are
okay.
you looking at me and not into the camera when you say that?
The worst. the worst.
Hey, I'm sorry.
And I never voiced this. The worst thing about it was the moment she walked in. You're like, yeah, this is Casa de Irish. And in my head, I was like, don't tell her it's my place, God damn it.
Dude.
That's why I did it. I was like, no. I was hoping to see some reaction out of you, but you kept yourself
I
so
know.
calm.
I was like, no, understand. I was calm, but a lot of times I was really inside going, ah! Like, what is going on, dude? Why do we let this crazy?
no,
Dude,
like
I couldn't-
Also, I just want to nip this in the bud right now.
go do it.
Princess is not going to continue.
I did not say princess once. That was him. You said princess.
Not going to continue.
I said she used to be the princess, and we
Yeah.
upgraded her to
There's
queen.
no used to. It was always queen.
Yeah, but not queen of this show. We had you on as a guest. You were an incumbent from a
I
different
came
land.
in the first time you're like, you're a lady king. And I was like, why can't I be a queen?
Hold up,
Exactly.
hold up,
So we
hold
changed
up,
the terminology
hold up.
for you, and you're mad.
Hold up.
You see this? You see this,
Hold
guys? I
up.
can't win. I
Hold
can't
up.
win.
I am
Hold up.
always going to challenge
man.
you on this show.
I can't win.
Hold up.
Man.
We let her have her turn.
Be a
And she tried to-
bloodbath.
I was the first goddamn person to disagree with Gerby when he was like, let's call them lady kings. I was like, fuck that. They're queens. A lady king is
I don't
queen.
know, because I was in agreement, so I don't give a fuck.
Queen!
I was in
Terminology.
This is my
man.
gavel.
Just remember, there are a lot of kings at this table as well, all right?
What's your
Let's play fair.
You know what was so funny?
We gave you the power of a queen, and we can
You
take
know-
it away, bitch. God
no,
damn
you
it.
can't. No, you can't.
What
no,
is
you
your
can't. No, you
preferred
can't. No, you can't.
medieval
Oh, God,
moniker?
what monster have we unleashed?
Yeah. From the murky waters. Good googly moogly. I kept my mouth shut during that last podcast back there. I couldn't hold it in, man.
Oh my God,
he
you were
laughed.
so
He
good.
laughed
It was
the whole
hilarious,
time.
That
man.
was so good.
I tried to keep my mouth
my
shut.
Holy
God.
shit. Let's do plugs real quick,
Yeah,
and then we'll
plug
get
it
right
up.
on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
juicy shit. Karizmatik, what do you got to plug with?
Yo, this your boy Karizmatik. Check out STC. The latest episode is going to be a fucking dope one. You can catch me on Karizmatik IPE on Facebook, Karizmatik_me on IG and Twitter. And you can catch me at Capo on, I had this wrong on STC, it's the February 24th and March 16th. And the Comedy Studio on March 15th. And East Boston Comedy on March 1st.
Oh, shit.
Fuck yeah. Dom Panzini, what are you going to plug for the Kingz out there in the land?
Dom Panzini, DTP_ZFG on Instagram, and always posting all the shit that I'm doing on Facebook, and pretty much can catch me at like any open mic around that let me on the stage, and then they'll regret it after a couple of jokes in and shit. And yeah, just doing a whole bunch of shit, running around, hanging out with these fucking crazy motherfuckers, and yeah. Just don't call me whatever you want. Just don't call the cops.
Yeah. Ani Moush, what do you got to plug for the people?
Ani Moush, Ani_Moush on Instagram. You can also check out my Etsy page. It's by Moush or by_Moush on Instagram. I'm going to be on Comet Comedy on February 3rd at Cleary's. And then I'm also hosting my series Extra Basic, the Valentine's edition at Thunderbar on February 13th. That's going to be so much fun.
Oh, shit.
Joe Plana's co-hosting with me. I'm so excited for that. It's going to be a stacked show, so definitely come out to that one.
Dope.
Oh, yeah, guys. Follow me on all social media at It's Irish O'Neil. Check out STC Podcast, Shit Talking Cunts on YouTube, a couple days later on iTunes and all major podcasting apps. Follow, like, share, subscribe, and all that good shit. Really helps us out a ton. Also, shout out to this podcast. Check out my band Dainsleif, DAINSLEIF, dainsleif.bandcamp.com. Pick up our EP, Fading Leaves. Got another full-length album in the works already. I got another album with this band Dragonfire that's going to be dropping really soon, probably in the next month or two, so stay tuned, you bad motherfuckers.
Yeah. Cure for AIDS,
So, what's that quote that you started off our last that discussion we were cranking with?
Yeah, so let's do this and then we'll get back into the whole recap thing. So, the quote that so we were talking a bit about recapping the episode, and Anya mentioned that a couple of her friends.
Rest in peace to Kobe and his
Kobe
daughter.
Bryant,
Rest in peace to
We
Black
got to do
Mamba.
that at the beginning. Get that out of the way. I'm sorry, but
24.
right off the top.
Right, like literally like 10 minutes before we started STC, and it was just like, oh, what a fucking bummer.
Yeah.
I didn't want to believe it. I wanted to believe. Like, I said it, and Karizmatik was like, "Shut up."
Yeah.
He was like, "Shut
That's
up."
a
That's
joke.
that's
Yeah, I didn't
stupid.
believe you at first.
And then it was
Shooting
like,
threes.
"Fuck, dude."
Shooting threes with the Angels.
It's crazy, but so Anya brought up a part that a lot of people that watch had a problem with the a quote that I mentioned, which is a famous Patrice and Dante quote, which is, "If you're going hunting, you don't ask the deer how to hunt the deer; you ask the deer hunter."
See, of which this one I usually disagree with, because I mean I was one that you can if you're one that you can get around the deer and find and learn what they like, and I think effectively hunt the deer from that perspective as well, and more so catch the deer you're looking for, because you're very, very well versed in picking deer.
See, we had this conversation on the podcast before, and I can't. I gotta rewatch it because I feel like you and I got you to agree with me towards the end. I can't remember what it was, but there was something about it. I feel like we were using some kind of example that was about like reading a handbook or like a manual before, where it was like, you know what it was? I think it was. I could be wrong, but I think it was essentially like, you and I are both going out hunting, right? And you talking about spending your time with the deer. And studying them before, it's the equivalent of you reading a book on deer.
Hunter's manual.
Yeah, like a hunter's manual, I guess, before going out and hunt. Now, and let's assume right before we go out and hunt, you and I were the same level of shot, right? We're the same skill set. Let's just assume that you're just going out with a little more knowledge, maybe. However, a lot of times you find that like once you actually get in the field, the things that you learned in the textbook it's like maybe good baseline to understand and know, but it doesn't like I mean, like there's like for audio school example, right? When I got out of audio school, like I got a lot of good base knowledge from that, but when I got and started working in the field, it was very much like, hey, that's great, they taught you that stuff, but like now we're actually going to teach you.
I need to interrupt you for a
Go
second because we didn't do principles.
Oh, see, look at this.
Wow.
This Ane over here. God damn it, I like it.
Keeping it true to form. I like it.
Anie's cracking the whip today. I like it.
Shooting ducks off of the fucking pedestal over here.
Scatterbrains. We are them.
This is honestly the best decision you ever made.
I know, right? Look, the more I get confident people around me, the less stress I have to worry about.
Yeah.
Okay, you understand this. So you
And I
guys-
just don't worry. So I just.
Because these principles are gonna come directly in
Yeah,
contact with
oh.
what we're talking about.
That's
So.
Yeah.
very true.
Amen,
Very
amen.
true.
Yeah.
you know what, Ani? Why don't you take the 3 principles today?
Oh
Wow.
shit.
What?
Wow.
Why don't you
No,
tell-
I'm gonna.
He's always trying to
Tremendous.
get
Because this will be great because and maybe it'll help Ani because before we were talking about Ani's methods of hunting and stuff. So maybe we'll
which we'll dive into.
I love you.
I hate you.
Everybody's got
Hey.
a technique. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
you
saying?
know, we're
I
gonna.
hate you.
So if you
Okay,
would.
so 3 principles. We're talking about confidence. You have to have confidence. Honesty.
Confidence to get what?
What does the confidence look like?
To get what? These ladies?
To get
Yeah, you can say it. Say it. Yeah, there you go.
Honesty. Be honest. Shoot your shot. Doesn't matter really what comes out of it. Just be honest. And then social intelligence.
Yeah.
Those really are the 3
And
principles.
let me to put a nice little bow on this one. Like
Sure.
you have to be able to walk
That was a
up
C+
without
effort,
being
Ani.
Yeah.
without
Yeah,
without being
tremendous.
afraid.
Points. You
With-
memorized it. By
You got
now.
to you got to be able to be confident enough to approach them without being afraid of rejection
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that should not be your worry. Everybody has
If
an
you're
answer.
afraid, you walk up with that energy already
Yep.
of like
Yep.
it's off-putting. It's
already lost.
like Joey Diaz always says. He's like, if you've got the if you're something you want to do, right? Whether it's even stand up, right? He's like, if there's stand up and you're like, oh, I think I might try, but I fail. He's like, you've already failed. He's like,
Yeah.
if you have that idea that you're gonna fail in your head, you've
You're
already
already-
failed.
you're already
So
done.
same with women when it's this confidence. It's like you got to go into it. And you don't give a shit. You just you go into the thought of failure isn't in your fucking mind at all. That's not even in your dictionary.
And if you're gonna go with all that confidence, you better go on with that confidence with the honesty.
Yes, it's got to be an honest
It got
confidence.
to be honest confidence
Because women can smell when you're faking the funk.
Yeah.
I mean,
false.
first off, why lie?
false
If you're
stuff.
confident, why
Yeah.
lie? Why lie?
Yeah.
I'm gonna come to you with my best because it's all I got.
The
That's all
truth
you're
will
bringing in
come
the
out.
bag.
Yeah, but
Confidence and honesty.
If you don't have confidence, then you have to have fake confidence.
I mean, and still don't lie. You gotta.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
take a shot of something. Liquid courage. I don't know. Do what you need to do. And social intelligence. Be interesting. Don't expect people to just be into you because I'm a good person. Nah, be
Find
be
a
fucking
hobby.
Good. Like, find something to do. Like,
Do
tie a
something.
bow. Some bitch will like that you
Do
tie a bow
something.
somehow. Like,
Origami.
yeah,
Do-
thank you. I
do
do that with
special.
women all the
Women-
time.
women-
That's a sexual position, right?
Women are like
I
the news.
origamied yesterday.
Women are like the news. They don't find good interesting.
No, no.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what I'm saying?
it's all about the
You guys
best.
I
don't.
can't. I don't agree with that.
I'm half joking.
Good,
I mean,
good. You like good?
you like good boys.
You like good boys?
I like good news.
Good news? You
Yes,
like good
there's-
news. You don't like good boys.
It was an analogy.
Boom.
Yeah, there it is.
I like good news
Not good boys.
because
not good
good
boys.
news is rare.
What about good boys with good news? She didn't like that either. Exactly. So,
It's never worked out.
Yeah.
Bad news hasn't worked out yet.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
Well, there's varying degrees of bad news.
there is.
Ah,
I'm bad news.
Yeah.
it hasn't worked out.
It's
yet.
working out so far. I see
It
you
hasn't
with us,
worked out
man.
for me yet.
I'm a good boy that everyone thinks is bad news. I'm such an angel.
I'm a bad man.
Dude,
I'm
I
a
have
ba-
no choice. I can only go for girls that want to be with the bad boy. It's no fucking. I have no choice.
Yeah, but you're a
Honestly,
nice
the,
guy.
all
the
I can
good
do.
news hasn't worked out either.
Yeah.
Because good news gets boring.
Yeah. You
No, the
need
good-
rainy days.
That's a whole different podcast.
There.
It's a different.
be this
It's a
one
different
right now.
podcast. It's a different podcast. I was the bad news.
Yo, you were bad. You were bad news.
Apparently.
Oh damn! I'm sorry.
Apparently.
Oh.
Are you an only child?
Yeah.
Oh, are you the reason they're still together?
What?
That's where my brain went. I was
What
like,
about-
were they breaking up and then
I don't
you
think she's
kept
talk-
them together or something like
What are you
that?
talking about?
She's not talking about her parents at all.
I'm not talking about my parents.
She's talking about her last relationship.
I was so lost, bro.
Uh-huh.
Really?
You see where
I
I
was
went?
like-
How'd you
Yeah.
go from that to my parents?
I didn't get parents at all from that.
Yeah.
I'm high as a kite.
Right? He
Yo,
was like,
for
he's
real.
like, and then he's like, so you're the only thing
For
keeping
real.
your parents together? We're like, what?
Yo, like, bro.
Where's that narrative
Yo, I
from?
went like y'all. You
That's
see,
so
No.
deep.
no. You see, y'all think I'm high, but y'all are just y'all ain't working on the same level that I'm at. So like y'all
Because
stories.
I'm sober right
You're
now.
exactly
Yeah,
yo. 'Cause
dude.
Yo,
you-
he's
your
podcasting
stories-
5 years in the future.
No, you see, your stories run in like a stream of consciousness, but like my stories run in like 5 series of streams of consciousness. So I'm constantly always on the right page while always on the wrong page, while simultaneously not on a page at all.
He's like
You're not
Doctor.
even reading a book. You're watching a movie.
He's Dr. Strange.
Wow,
in Infinity War. He's just like, I've seen 14 million
I've
ways
seen
this
it.
could work out.
I've seen the whole thing. It's like the Mekong Delta.
Bro, yo, you seen that Doctor Strange nigga, right? I don't know why that'd be hilarious.
Oh shit.
Benedict Cumberbatch?
Benedict Cumberbatch? What?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Oh man, he gonna hate me for that one, Cumberbatch.
Why the long face, Benedict?
Holy shit.
Oh
You got a
man,
long ass
but
face,
that
bro.
quote.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? So that was pretty much where I'm coming from with it. It's just you know, I mean, I'd rather like I don't feel like whatever the advantage of like talking to women is that you're perceiving, I don't feel like it's that much more of an advantage when it comes to hunting. Like if you and I are the best shot and you're like, you know, they're like, oh well, deer like to.
I think it is. How many shots are you taking?
What is the metaphor for shots?
So like, let's say like you're in let's say you're in the wilderness right now and you're
Okay.
looking for deer.
Okay.
How many shots are you taking?
Ideally one.
Ideally one. No, because you're a hunter, so you work off experience. You've never taken one shot. You're never taking one shot. That's not the way you roll.
No. But I'm saying if to get the kill, I mean, ideally only firing once.
No, but where's
At
all your
one
practice? You had to
deer.
have done like millions of practice before.
Well, yeah.
You're gonna miss.
Multiple deer. Sorry, I guess I'm
Shots are
confused.
gonna miss.
Yeah, I'm saying like if I'm gonna shoot at a deer, I'm only
Ideally, you
you're
want
only gonna
one shot, one
yeah, one
kill.
shot, one
Easy.
kill. But you're
But it's
yeah,
never like
you're gonna
but
try this out a couple of times, right? So
Yeah.
I would say the
Yeah.
better analogy is
Trial and
you're
error.
out in the wilderness versus my simulation. Because is a person possible? Is it possible that a person gets their kill on the first time, having come from simulations? Yes. Is it also possible that a person can get a kill on the first time, eventually having killed things the gruesome way a bunch of times before? Yeah.
Sure.
So like, who produced a lot less waste? I did.
But I don't.
In feelings and otherwise.
But I don't know that the what you're perceiving as an advantage you're getting from hanging around these women and watching them deal with like
I'm on this planet to make people feel good. I want to fuck you till you feel good. I want to make you laugh till you feel good.
Right.
I'm not here to be a heartbreaker. That's very important to me. I'm not really not here to make anybody feel bad. I'm
Right,
not.
but
I think because
Very
both
important to
of
me.
your intentions are different.
Are they though? I'm not trying to be a
Yeah,
piece of
mine
shit.
is
or
Yeah,
anything.
very.
not to
are
be a
different.
Very
piece of shit,
different.
but mine is to literally be the best piece of dick while being the best person with the dick. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not your intention.
You said this last time. Your intention, like in your life right now, is in your spare time to go out and fuck.
Yeah.
Period. Your intention is to spend time and be
But-
with whoever.
But it's
if it
with
end,
a-
I would see.
It's not to go out and fuck.
it's
Ideally, it would end in fuck, but if I can make you laugh, it'd be a successful night.
So it's
You know what
not
I'm
to
saying?
just go out and fuck.
I'm a better person than just fuck. I can't just
In
do
your
just
spare
fuck.
time,
Yeah.
yes or no, is
I
it
would-
to go out and fuck?
If there was a
if
sliding
you boil
list of
if
things,
you boil it down, it's fuck probably.
so like this is the way to put it. If there's a list of things I really enjoy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like giving pleasure is all the top 10. They're all part of giving pleasure. All the top 10 are part of
Mm-hmm.
giving pleasure. The first one is fucking. The second one is making someone laugh.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The third one is doing something nice to change someone
So-
like things like that.
So
You know
so,
what I'm
all
saying?
of
Like
them-
so basically he likes to
so like if
eat
it doesn't
their ass
end up
and
in the
tickle 'em
first
so they
one,
laugh.
I will take the
So-
second happily. I'll happily
so
take the
your
second.
intention
Yes, there
is
is a
to
better.
go out and spend time with somebody.
To make a difference in someone's life.
So your intention is to go out and spend a good time with somebody. Whether that means making them laugh, whether that means just
Make sure you're
hanging out
talking
with
into
them,
the mic.
whether that means that they're
But I
fucking.
do have a preference to it, but yes.
Preference, yes, but the intention is not solely to go fuck.
Is to make that person have a good time coming from me. Yes. That's the intention. I enjoy fucking more than everything
there is
else.
a range, but that's not
Yes.
the primary intention.
The primary intention is to have the person feel good from what comes from me.
Okay.
Yes.
So your quote unquote manual is different for both of you.
Definitely. No, I acknowledge that because I want to be
So
the
that
best. Like,
metaphor does not fit the mold for everybody.
that's why I say mine is more of a simulation
even
because
if-
I
even
just
if-
I can't do that dirty
even
work.
if
I
you're
don't wanna
just
do that
trying to
dirty work.
date or go on relationships, it's the same mentality to me.
Like I'm still like
Yeah, but like that's why it doesn't make sense.
Because I'm just frivolously fucking, yes, but my ideal scenario, which I've said
I do too, but I don't create any bad feelings from it. None. There's never.
But that's why when he's saying like, okay, if I'm gonna go out and hunt a deer, quote unquote, I'm gonna go out and I'm going to spend time with the deer. That's why his intention is different than yours. As opposed to you're gonna go out and ask the hunter.
But I go out on dates and stuff too. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like, because you gotta understand, I'm out getting frivolous pussy, but my ideal situation is essentially.
So that's you spending time with the deer.
But you inherently have to. If you're out hunting, you have to spend time with the deer.
You're spending time with the deer.
Oh.
If you're out fishing, are you not spending time with the fish?
Oh man.
You're spending time with the deer.
I
You're
like
not
that a
just
lot,
asking
man.
the hunter.
What do you wait? What do you mean?
You're going out on dates. You're not just asking the hunter what to do. You're asking the deer.
Inherently, she's right. She's right because I don't
understand.
Every
what you're saying.
shot
You
take,
went to the. If you're going out on a date with someone.
Remember what you
that
said about
means you're
yelling.
spending-
Remember what you said
Sorry,
about yelling.
Okay, you're right. Okay, if you're
Yeah.
going out on a date with the deer,
Yes.
that means that you're going out, let's say, to a restaurant with
Yes.
somewhere that they might enjoy,
Yeah.
or you're going and doing an activity
has a
that they
point.
might like. That means that you're spending time with them, with the deer,
Hold up.
to corral them and then hunt them.
I'm the translator. I can
See,
make him
but-
get this.
Okay.
Watch my specialty.
Go.
But
Hold on.
Get him.
Watch
Get
my
him.
specialties.
Wow, man.
So even though you've asked the hunter and you got the experience from the hunter, right?
Right.
You're still going to have to actually hunt the beast, right?
Right.
So in doing so, is the beast not telling you something? So if you
I
take
don't need to hear anything from the deer to hunt it. What are you talking
yeah, you
about?
do.
Yeah,
you
you
actually
do.
do. You actually do.
Yeah, you need
pick up
to
you
know
do,
what
you
the
do,
deer
you
wants.
do,
You need to know
do,
what the deer
you do,
does.
though. She's right. You do.
Can I say
You
something?
need to be able to track it, which means you need to you need to be able to hear it, track it, smell it, taste it. You need to be able to do all the things. So you're learning from it still. You still do. So she has a point.
You do
What are
have
you
to
talking
learn the
about? That doesn't make any
behaviors.
sense in the context
Yes,
of
it
dating.
You have to learn the behaviors
All right,
and the
so,
likes and wants of whatever you're hunting, because you need
You
to
don't
know.
because they only have
you
a perception
do.
of what they think
You
they
do.
want.
Here, I have the perfect analogy. All right, so you're out in the wilderness, right?
Yes.
They tell someone tells you if you're downwind from a deer, right?
Yes.
They can smell you.
Are you gonna go climbing trees looking to hunt deer because they're not at the
let's
top
say
of
you're not the
trees?
specialist, like they tell you how to
Look for water.
to survey the wind or something, right?
Sure.
After a certain number of times, no matter how bad or good you were at surveying the wind, you learn exactly how how to hunt the deer because the deer is reacting to everything you do, right? It's
Yes.
giving you some type of response.
So wait,
so it's telling you
Are you
something.
are
You're
you
spending
considering
time with the deer.
Are you telling me you're considering trial and error with women?
It's still
You're
spending
considering
time
that spending time with deer.
at some level, yeah, because still trial and error hunting the deer is still spending time with the deer.
Can I please say one thing?
Yeah.
Just one thing.
Yeah.
So your
The-
own analogy
Let him
against
talk.
you.
Don's
The-
been quiet this
Your
whole
own
time.
analogy
The-
against you.
You
I
have
don't
to
agree
know
with that.
what the behaviors of whatever you're hunting is. You're not gonna go to the library to try to find a girl that you're gonna frivolously
Yep.
fuck. You're gonna go to a
But
bar
you
or
don't know
somewhere
that.
where
You don't
you're
know that
more.
that-
And to his
No,
point,
but the
I'll
likelihood-
take it back to your point. The book versus actual knowledge.
The
So
likelihood
the
in the
hunter
field.
telling you is only as good as book knowledge. Now it telling you in the field. Now the reaction in the field is as good as.
yeah, you both suck at controlling the volume of your voice.
I'm black. I don't need to. Fuck you. Bro. You can't tell me what to do, white man. But
Just turn the gain down on the mics and shit.
lost my train of
I'm
thought.
so sorry.
Oh man.
You do so good.
I was right there.
Not the
See,
book.
I just-
Not the book.
You have to
Oh,
know
yeah,
a
yeah,
little
so-
bit about.
So
what you're
literally,
hunting.
it's the same thing that you were saying. I'm hunting by the book. A hunter giving you this information is only worth the experience of you putting it into action, just like hunting, right? So when you're actually going into the wilderness to put into action, what are you doing that with? You're not doing it with another hunter. You may be, but that your actual experience is coming from the reactions of the deer. So you're spending that time with the deer. You're communicating with the deer.
But you're
Your
not.
scent,
You're
your
trying to kill
smell.
the deer. You're not actually. You're trying to sneak up and
You've
kill
never
a deer.
communicated with something you tried to kill before?
Do you understand how hunting a deer works?
Do you understand
If
how
the
killing
deer,
a
Alright,
works?
alright.
if the deer sees you, it's going to run away.
Okay.
And if the lamb sees
So-
you trying to cut
so
its
you-
neck, it's going.
Okay.
and-
I have a question. I have a question
And this
for
is
Irish.
the thing. You're talking about coming essentially from a woman's perspective to get other women, and that's not going to work.
No, I don't think that's what he's saying. I have a give me an example.
Okay.
All right. If you hunting.
An example of me hunting.
Yes. Like, give me a play-by-play. You're trying to get a girl to fuck you. What do you do?
Go up and tell her I think she's good looking and I want to fuck her.
Bluntly.
Yes.
And that works.
Yeah.
Every time.
No, not every time.
Okay, so if that doesn't work, then what happens? You move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yes.
That's not true.
I don't see why that wouldn't be true.
Every single time?
So you're telling me like I go up to chick, I shoot the shot gets denied.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go on to the next one.
You've never tried a different approach.
No.
I disagree with that too.
I disagree with that.
I disagree with that.
Okay.
Okay, so when you're saying you've like, if you're going to take some girl out on like a date or something, like that's not a different approach?
I pretty much make it clear to them up front that like fucking should be on the table if we're going out on it.
Oh, I make it clear too. I make that clear too. That's not a difference. There's no difference in that.
What do you mean there's no difference?
I mean, I that's always on the table. I bet the first time we met, you're like, yeah, he fucked me. You're like, yeah, I would. Don't ever put that shit on the table. I'd fuck you. I respect you otherwise. But yeah, the fucking's always on the table for me. I'm always DTF.
And you vocalize that though?
I try to, yes.
Yeah. So like I
was that ever a worry of yours? Did you ever think
I-
that or not think that? Or?
I like, it doesn't make a difference to
Because
me.
this is the thing, right?
Because I know if I'm going to fuck someone or not.
Yeah, and I know if someone feels like they're gonna fuck me or not. I've never got that feeling from her, so like, there's never a need to turn anything on. Like, am I gonna try and charm her first? Like, no. Like, I'm sorry. Like, from spending time with women, there's an energy already.
Yeah.
That like there's a fuck with energy. Like they're gonna fuck you at some point. Energy that you either have or you don't. You're never gonna talk your way into that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, no matter how good of a person
I
you
disagree
become,
with that.
You think a person can eventually talk their way or good man their way into your pants?
It's happened to me.
And you like at the beginning, you never saw yourself fucking him ever at the
It's
beginning.
happened to me before.
Wow, you're better.
Wow.
You're a better person than I ever thought.
You just up my odds.
Wow, you're
Yeah,
like,
man.
there we go. Don't give up too soon. Like, okay then.
Every
I didn't
walk-
think it would, but it's happened. And not all the time. It has happened. And it was like, oh.
How many times?
I can count on one hand.
Okay.
That could be at least 5.
She's honest. She's honest though. She's honest. Most
I
women are
would
like
say
one.
under 5. Under 5.
Every
Four.
lock
Cool.
has a combination, and if you find it
I would say
eventually,
like
No,
maybe
no,
like
you
2
see,
or 3
it
times.
opens.
You
Okay,
can't
so
like
3.
there are other things. There are other things. So like there are women that like money. You say the word.
I like can't remember everybody.
There are
so
there are women that like
I'm just being an asshole.
there are women that
know.
don't have like I'll fuck you energy, and then the guy's like I'm rich, and they all instantly have the fuck you energy. But like I know you don't mean anything like that. Nope, but that's what gold diggers are. They'll do whatever they can to get that at that point. They do. Like there are people that flip on a dime, but like I know you're not that frivolous with your feelings and shit like that. So like, but yeah, most women have like on site. They're like, yeah, I
poorer
wouldn't
the
fuck that
better.
person. The poorer the better.
No.
The hell?
I think that
She's trying to sell herself to Dom right now. Yo, Dom, come here.
I think that just a deer analogy is just like one specific type of person you might be trying to hunting in general. Like it depends on what you're trying to hunt.
Yeah, because
Well,
he
for
likes
sure.
hunting- he likes
Different
hunting
ways.
rhinos.
But wait,
Yeah, I'm hunting some crazy shit.
But you know what?
Unicorns, rhinos.
I'm out
You
there.
like
but we talk,
Pegasus!
Pegasus, Pegasus.
All that. Where you at? Pegasus?
we talk about all the time though. There's you know what I mean. There is different styles of hunting
Talking about
because we
so
say
much mythology
you know,
today, my
it's-
brain's gonna fucking explode.
It's all.
you need different ammo. You know what I mean? Because if you're hunting bears, yeah, you need bear ammo. If you're hunting
Yeah,
deer,
yeah.
but we're just purely talking and hunting the
gotcha.
creature. Like you know what I mean. You got the bear doesn't know a deer doesn't know how to operate a gun.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Like
got
like yes, I guess
Imagine.
you could.
I gotcha.
Imagine.
Like I
But
guess
a deer can tell you that I'm going to be here every Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Like a deer can do that. Like
it can't tell you that.
here
You
has the best berries, and I'm gonna be here. Yes, it can by
you
shitting in the same place every Tuesday.
You observe it though. It's not telling you that.
Okay, communication is still a response. It's still a relationship, a response, a time spent with. What do you want?
But you don't even really need to observe that. You know, like you know what I mean. You just go up and you can people still just go up
Without
and
the
shoot
experience,
a deer.
is this all from you reading a book, or is this having you spent time with deer shit and with the deer hunting? The
We didn't have
berries?
books 10,000 years ago. People knew how to hunt just fine.
Yeah, because they watch and observe
They
the
also
deer.
like raped
And they figure that shit
10,000
out.
years ago.
Yeah.
It's like, come here, and then that's what happened.
I mean, we're the only species that doesn't rape.
No, dolphins rape.
I said that doesn't rape.
That doesn't rape?
That chooses
I
not to. whose primary sexual thing is interaction isn't rape.
But see, what you're talking about learning from the deer
Jesus Christ, I took hard.
isn't hunting the deer. It's you could call it like, you know, background information about the deer, but the deer itself can't tell you how to hunt it.
Okay, can't tell you exactly where to slice its jugular. Is that what you mean?
It's not going to tell you anything you need to know about how to fucking shoot and kill a deer.
But it will tell you everything else. You can't figure out that bit. You
don't really even need the other bit.
Yeah, you don't need how do you kill everything on this planet? You cut its neck. Oh my God, it worked! Like, you really don't need that bit of information. Just all the rest that's important.
You don't really need the rest of the information.
Why? Because you're just gonna keep slicing necks until you find the one that works the best. Like, I don't know.
You do need to know something about the deer. You're not going to go into the jungle or to Antarctica or to fucking, you know, under the ocean to try to find deer. You're going to have to go to fucking Maine or some shit and like New Hampshire. And you're going to have to know a little something about
Antarctica,
what deers
Maine,
do.
same thing.
Yeah,
Why?
kinda,
Because you've seen them doing it.
Because they'd be out there eating berries and shit.
And if I just
Eating
plopped you in the
berries.
middle of nowhere, you'd have to figure out how to hunt it.
how to
or
hunt
die.
whatever is there.
You cut its neck. Once you find out what it does, you figure out a way to catch it, and then you cut its neck. That's
Right.
it.
And that's what I'm saying.
Two of those
If-
things
if
you
I-
don't need to are not exclusive to deer.
If I drop him in fucking the desert of Arizona, he'd have to figure out how to fucking hunt and catch shit there, even without
Not
any knowledge
deer.
about it.
Not deer.
Fine,
not
but
deer.
But
Then
anything.
fuck it. Then I'm fucking armadillos and probably a cactus or
You're
like.
fucking an armadillo, you said?
Yeah.
fucking
you
a
never want
cactus?
to. Yeah, why not? Throw it in there just to
No.
say you did.
See, I'm telling you that I do this, and you guys know how quickly I bring up fucking.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah, but we also I also know how
the
quickly
last episode's drama was all because of how quickly I made it clear.
That is absolutely
we're
true.
literally checking your language because while you say you move on to the next one, you don't exactly move on to the next one. You're too nice a guy. So like, yeah, you keep talking with the other ones, and that potentially comes its way back around. Like, you don't exactly cut them off and start anew. Like, no, you're not that savage. You're really not that savage. You'll keep being friends,
have a heart.
and then maybe it comes around again. Like,
yeah,
that's
but they
who
only
you
really
are, like.
stay around if they have potential to be in the army.
You said what? You gotta say that again.
The only ones I still talk to are ones that have potential to be in the army.
Is that true?
I hate you!
No, you love me on it.
Oh my God, I hate you!
Oh man.
this dude right here.
You'd be down for the army too. If you every bitch is down for the army when they're getting bored. I get it.
See, bro, you need to stop toting it as an army, man. Yo,
Nope.
this is like
No, it is an
Who
army.
do you think you is?
General Custard.
man.
General Custard. Listen.
Yeah,
Irish,
tell
listen.
him.
I am the captain now. I am the captain now. I'm gonna start saying that to white guys when they try to shoot up places.
No,
Hey, listen.
I'm just gonna start calling him Captain Cunt.
Instead of a
Yo, that would
malevolent
work.
leader, he's a misogynist leader.
I'm Prince Petty. You could be Captain Cunt. That works. I like that. Captain Cunt, Prince Petty.
Yeah.
There you go.
What is it?
Can we get
Unicorn Dom. I like that one. No
Yeah.
alliteration, but it works.
I get a bunch of overdosing, drunk driving, dope doing, dick diddling, dirty, disgusting, depraved, devil dog Dom.
Wow.
Damn, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
How many D's?
I'm
is
just
that?
gonna call
Too
you
many
Dom.
D's
Yeah.
in your mouth.
Yeah, like this.
But
Maximize.
I'm gonna keep my money moosh one.
So we were going over hunting strategies.
Hunting strategies.
Oh yeah, we were
strategies.
talking about our.
Oh yeah. So,
Yeah.
Ani, what's your hunting strategy?
I'm not ready to talk about it on the
Oh,
podcast.
Is it no? Because what we were saying was that women have no hunting strategy.
Yeah, they don't.
That is not
women
true,
don't. Women
though.
don't have the.
I mean, says
No.
the girl reserving hers.
Women
but
don't.
I know,
mean,
but I
I'm just-
need that.
Ani,
I'm
women,
just saying,
Ani,
I'm
women
just
don't have
saying.
any skills to get a guy other than looking pretty. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna be crass, but looking pretty and waving the smell of their pussy on their finger at a guy.
Ew.
They don't even have to
Quite
do that much.
literally all
Looking
the
pretty
time. I'm
literally
being-
takes usually does
Okay,
it
I
all,
will say
but, like,
something that I'm gonna bring back something from the last episode that actually really bothered me.
Okay.
So, and this doesn't necessarily have to do with like hunting strategies, but it does have to do with like looking pretty and generalizing people for looking pretty and this and that. Because something that really, really bothered me was when we were talking about specifically like mental health issues, or I forget what it was, like right before that. But we were
Can
talking.
we just take a moment and talk about mental health? Yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah, but and especially like putting labels on people and putting people in a box and like this and that, and like I understand where it was coming from, but also we were talking a lot about being patronizing, and that inherently is, especially when it's like directed towards me, inherently is very patronizing, because I took that as like, oh, just because this is not like me saying like, oh, I'm so pretty and this and that.
Ani, you're pretty. You don't have any problems going on.
That bugs me to my very core.
Oh, yeah.
Because one, you don't know me at all. We met that day.
Yep.
Okay? And this happens like all the time. But this actually happens like a lot with people, not only just about like mental health issues, but not knowing like where I'm from. People see the car that I drive.
Yep.
People like assume that I have had handouts my entire life. And it's really obnoxious to think that just because of the way that I look, that I'm not a hard worker. Because I fucking bust my ass every single day. And why are the two correlated? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. It doesn't make any sense to me at all.
It's just prejudice. It's just when people look at and they see what face value of something. You know what I mean? You have to
Because
actually
a
learn about
person's
something.
face is aesthetically pleasing means they have no problems in life.
No, absolutely not, dude.
Like
Absolutely
that's
fucking
that's
not.
why, like, I mean, also Irish made a point earlier. He was like, what? When we brought up that we're not basically not white, and she was like, yeah, you two are beautiful, and like Iris is like, why are they beautiful? Because they're not white. But like he didn't want to ask the question like that. But like I mean that's a great point he brought up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wish one of us thought to ask that question for him. You know what I mean? Because like he might have felt awkward asking that question. But no, like why'd you say it like that?
I think
Well,
that
'cause
she
she's
was
one of
trying to
those
take the
self-hating white
opposition. She was trying to take the constant opposition of you, and and take the side of me, because like you said, when I walked in, like I watched that episode so many times in like the past couple of days with like multiple people, and
It's wild, right?
Yo,
Yeah.
she
and
even tried to fight me,
and
I didn't do anything.
And this is
Dude.
also like, I want to be very clear to whoever
what-
is
if you-
watching this episode right now. I am not talking shit about our last guest.
Understand.
I am not.
No one had a problem with her. Now, I felt I
No.
felt she was being very disrespectful to me. However, I did not choose to start being kind of what most people out there are probably perceiving as me being a cunt. I really started turning that on a little ways in. Yeah, I think you guys felt I didn't start out fucking. I think I started out very
Also-
respectful.
She started it clear out. I
Even
called
still.
it. We go off right as she starts it up.
Also, she knew what we were going to talk about prior to being on the podcast.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did not ambush her with
Not
that.
at all.
Yes. So this was all premeditated. We all knew what we were going to discuss.
And she, like, this is the problem. It's like there's two separate moments, and then sorry, I'll let you get back to your point. But there's two separate moments like that. I made a point to just go like, like no one has a problem with anyone on this podcast. Like
did.
we're just having a discussion because it's interesting. And like that's why it annoyed me when she kept being like, God, are we gonna keep talking about this? It's like, well, yes, because like if you understand podcasting, bitch, this is hilarious. This is an amazing podcast.
Yeah.
This is an amazing podcast.
It's amazing.
Secondly, it's just like, well, yeah, this is the purpose. We're trying to dissect this stuff and like, hey, we're trying to get through to you because it's like you're like, I get it.
Just throwing
Charismatic
hands
gets it.
up.
Ani gets it. You're not getting it. So it's like it's essentially at this point for me at least it's problem solving. It's like what is the combination
And
we're
also,
missing
this
here?
is something
'Cause
that
you couldn't get through, and you always typically get
Yo,
through. people.
first off, I don't know. I'm never the enemy. I'm never the enemy. How the fuck do you come off attacking me? How would you explain being a man if they took away your dick? I'm like, I didn't try to emasculate you. I just told you to explain yourself.
I
Why is
also-
that such an attack?
thought it was inherently very, very, very important, because there's a viewers that are watching this podcast for the principles that we talk about at the beginning of this podcast every single time, and there's a theme to this podcast, and like I'm sure that people deal with that same kind of problem all the time. So it was very important that we got to the bottom of that. And the same reason why I'm bringing this problem up right now, because it just bugs me so much, and I've actually never had to deal with this problem so much until I started comedy, which wasn't that long ago. I started comedy in May of last year. So the fact
happen.
that I have to deal with people not thinking that I'm like a hard worker and try so hard and like literally have to do fucking everything for myself all the time and have my entire life.
Dude, pretty's a curse.
It
People literally assume, and yes, this happens for some pretty people for sure, but literally most people go like, oh, they're pretty. They don't have to work for
thank
anything.
you.
And it's like,
Can I lend my point of view on that? Because, like,
Absolutely.
honestly, I know what it's like to go from being pretty and attractive to instantly being not. Because, like,
I wish I could experience that shit.
because, dude,
Been
as
ugly my whole
soon as
life.
as
Whole
soon
life.
as I was in the fucking accident and lost my teeth and shit, it's noticeable. My life is fucking different. Like, dude.
Yeah.
If you guys knew me before, and like anyone who knows me from before watching this knows, I was always either in a relationship or like I was the wanderer. My family called me the wanderer because I was just always around fucking girls, and it was a different life, and now it's just way fucking different, man. Believe me when I tell you. Because, like, not for nothing, I go out there and I'm trying to hunt again after a while, and I end up at a house with a deaf chick. You know, reach me at the door like, how are you doing? And I don't want to be an asshole because I'm a good guy, and, you know, end up fucking hooking up with a deaf chick because I'm a gentleman. It's the gentlemanly thing to do.
There's
But it's
there's still nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with
It's
that at
hot.
all.
It's just hot out there. You
Do
know
it
what I
to it,
mean?
man.
And
Do
I
it to it.
I couldn't fathom what it must be like for anyone who doesn't have pretty problems. Like problems on top of being an ugly fucking.
Oh, I tell you,
like,
you just
lump,
have
you
to,
know what I
you have to
mean?
be better of a person. But
I
like,
hate to
it's
say that,
cool.
but like,
Well, you're pretty. You could be an asshole and still get laid. But
oh,
like,
dude, and there's it's all about your personality. It's all about like,
But that's
you know,
I
I know.
thought that was all it's worth. Not working hard. I never thought that was like you may get acknowledged faster for working hard, but like I never thought it was like you didn't have to work hard and shit like that.
Yeah,
that
no,
was
no,
never
no.
one I put.
The
Not at all.
part that just annoys me the most is that I just am constantly patronized for it.
Yeah.
Constantly. And like for that to also come from like a female is even more annoying. You know?
well, but you saw how quick she was to, and this is the thing, and I pointed out, and it's like, I pointed out on the podcast, I said, this is not something that guys typically do, where it's like, right, like, I would never go to like like just like attack another guy to make myself feel better, like in the sense of like how she was so quick to like she didn't have an answer for like how women would like date or go out with me, so it was like clearly like, oh, the quality of women you must date they must be like morons and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, we
Oh,
didn't like
and then
that.
it was
we
and
didn't
then
like
it was
that
like
shit
and then
at
it was like
all.
I was like, okay, well then like let me like try to quantify for you why they aren't, and in fact I'm like, this is the thing, are better than you, bitch, like
And qualified
and
them.
then when I gave very like what people typically
Don't have to call her a
judge,
bitch, but
she's a bitch.
No,
Don't have to call her.
I agree. He doesn't have to call her, but she is one for saying that because that was so unfair to other women. I mean, who's
You gotta
who's the-
understand me when I say bitch is a freeing thing, because what it is to me is it's like there's a reason I don't call you bitch, Ani, and the reason is because that's because of how I feel. I feel like I don't want to call you bitch because you
Thank
don't
you.
act like a bitch to me. You don't do any of that. I feel like I want to call her a bitch because she was and is a bitch to me. Now, she can take that as overtly disrespectful if she wants. I don't think so. I could change it and make it nicer and say she's an
Freedom of
asshole.
speech.
And,
But yeah,
mine would be literally her saying that statement equals bitch.
okay.
Because she's being a bitch to other women. I've met his ex. She's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
He will quickly admit that, like, he's a smart guy. He'll quickly
I'm-
admit that she's
dude.
smarter than him.
Yeah.
She's fucking like she's a very smart girl.
It's
I'm not like
frustrating.
I've met
It's frustrating how much
I've met
smarter she is than
one
me.
of
I'll
his
admit that.
exes, and she's brilliant. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna let you talk shit about a lot of them. Like, fuck you. Like,
Yeah,
what-
I
that's
don't.
not
I don't
fair.
fucking date morons.
That's not
dude.
fair.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like
that's
you
not
just
fair.
like shoveling gutter trash into your bed at night.
Like, and that was the
Yeah.
point I made. Too.
And,
It's
like,
like,
I don't let
I can
men-
just have women come over
don't
and
let-
fuck.
I
It's
don't
like
let
it's a
men-
special
Yeah.
thing if I'm taking you on a date.
I don't
Yeah,
think
that's a
highly of men that
whole-
like generalize women like that. So like, why would
Yeah.
And
I
so,
would-
and so
I
the thing
don't
is, like, you
know.
saw how quick she was to attack other women on that. So it's like, of course she'd be willing to go from being like, "Oh, Anna, you're so beautiful. Go ahead, I want to hear what you have to say, except I'm going to talk over you for 5 minutes," and then immediately go to like attacking you on something like that. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, she has no loyalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that was her man side coming out. Maybe there's her man side attacking you.
What was annoying too, she had said something about how, I forget the exact quote, so forgive me, but She said something about like the qualities that like a man has or that you have or whatever, and the way that you like get women or something, and then like immediately turned around and said, oh, like what, shitty qualities or something, and like you hadn't even gotten to the chance to like list what they are yet, and I just felt like a lot of the things were just unfair because they weren't even like put on the table yet.
Yep.
And that in and of itself goes against like all of these things that we talk about.
Yeah.
So
Honesty.
yeah.
Like,
And we're talking about like she was talking about like being humble, having integrity,
Oh, well,
like
I've
all of
studied
these
philosophy
things.
and engineering and psychology and,
And
the stars.
like,
Yeah,
you're
and
trying to have
comedy.
an open discussion, and like we haven't even been able to put that on the table yet, and you're already calling, like just completely coming at you and attacking you.
Yeah.
I understand, like maybe there's like still being hurt or whatever. But if you're going to come in here and you're going to have an open discussion, then you have to leave your ego at the door.
you do.
You
really
do.
do.
You do.
That's-
All
that's
of
why-
us included.
This is the thing.
All of us included.
No, definitely. So like,
I'm a fucking
as-
moron. It should be so easy to out-argue me, okay?
And like, as the point,
And I'm stubborn, but I'm
When she
willing
I
to
was just going to say you're stubborn as fuck, dude.
when she asked,
Yeah, I know.
when she literally said, "I'm just as man as the rest of you guys," I said, "Okay, so what is the fucking quantifier you're using to equate yourself to me? Because I don't believe anyone is my equal. So first off, you're gonna have to explain how you think you're equal to me, and then explain how you think you're equal to me as a man. So I'm gonna need you to break this shit down." And you got offended because I'm asking you to explain yourself?
When
want
my
a
roommate
resume.
and I were watching this, she literally paused it and she was like, what the fuck? Like,
And it's like, did you like my extreme example
It
too?
is.
I was like,
It
oh,
is.
okay. I go, hey, Karizmatik, I'm gonna go dye my skin black. So tomorrow, like, I'm gonna be a
Oh,
black
I
guy,
know.
and
I
I
know
get
what
the
it's
black experience now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like,
Fuck.
fuck you, motherfucker. I've been on this earth for 30 years as a black man. Like, I know what the experience is, bitch. You can't fucking just think that you can change your skin color and all of a sudden
Yeah.
that makes you black. In the same way, like, maybe this is controversial, but it's like, that's why a lot of women got really pissed off when Caitlyn Jenner won Woman of the Year, because it was just like,
Yeah.
it was like,
Yeah,
you
man.
kind of missed out on everything a woman's had to go through.
Just
like,
became a woman.
the confusion I imagine it must be having your periods,
the
getting
whole-
constantly like every time you go out on a date, you have to worry that you might get murdered.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That's a thing that guys don't
Dude.
have to worry about. Like all of this shit, and then you just switch sides, and it's like, okay, I'm on the other side now.
do you know
It's
how
like,
long it
what?
took me to go online for online dating?
Oh, I bet it's terrifying for a woman because the
mortifying.
moment
Do
you
you
sign
know-
in, hundreds of messages.
Not even that. Like, do you know how
Probably
long it took me to just be able to like be like, all right, it's okay to sign up?
It's scary.
Wild.
Way
scary.
longer than anybody that I know because
Yeah.
I was sketched out about
Dudes
it.
hear about it and they're like, "Where do I
To
sign?"
this day, I've never had Tinder because I don't want the option of somebody messaging me first.
Do any of you want a cigarette? Am I the only
So
one?
Bumble
See.
only?
I'll go get-
Bumble, I've been on
See.
Match, I've been on Hinge.
I never did Match. I've
Dude,
done
Hinge has some farm
Tin-
animals on it. bro.
Tinder.
Oh wow.
Oh my God.
I've been on like some dumb ones, but I've never had Tinder.
Tinder's amazing. Although this is the weirdest thing to me. Okay, two weirdest things about Tinder, but dating apps in general. First of all, I don't get people that go on dating apps in general for looking for friends. That doesn't make any sense.
That's a little
to me.
weird, yeah.
Right? Like, because when I see people, it's like just looking for friends, whether it's in their profile or that's what they're searching for or whatever. It's like, go outside then.
Yeah,
you fucking
walk
loser.
out the fucking
You
door.
fucking loser. Go
sit at a bar.
Like,
Hey.
you go
Yeah.
you go, hey, what's your favorite thing to do? And if it's like, I like metal shows, then go to a metal show and introduce yourself to
It's
some people. You
easy.
fucking loser. That's how you
Easy.
make friends. This is for dating, so like I hate those people. Secondly, this is fucking real weird
people,
to me.
it works for dating as well. It works for dating. Go do something you like, and there are people there doing it too. And you say, "Hello, what's your name?
Yeah.
Do you like what I like?"
But it's
Dude,
a little
apparently-
bit
And then there's people
different
that
for females.
there's
But go
people
on.
that post that'll have
Definitely
their
has to
photo
be.
be either just a dog or like something that doesn't even show like them as a person. It's like, well, why are you on here?
Oh my
Like,
god, I made a list of automatic left swipes.
Yes,
dude.
Please,
and-
I think this is a
and-
good time for that.
And babies.
do we have a
Please,
Plug
I
for
have
this.
a.
How about King's mindset?
Yeah.
I wake up with a king mentality.
You
Yeah,
don't want
I
to
think
know
it's
how much I
perfect. I
paid
think
for
it's
it.
perfect.
Oh shit.
I did
Beats
this on a
ain't
mic
cheap.
once and it.
Beats ain't cheap. BB beats ain't cheap.
All right, these are not all of them.
And
instant
the other one
swipe left.
is I don't understand why women like. Look, some women on dating apps, of course, they're definitely gonna have kids and stuff. But why would you show that on your
man.
dating profile?
Oh, guys do that
like,
too.
Like on one
No,
hand, it's,
tell it, but I
on
don't
one-
want to see a pic.
Yeah, like it's weird when it's like the first pic I see is like you and your kid.
Yeah,
and it's like,
man.
ew,
Just
no,
say
I
it.
immediately
it's
go,
just,
ew, no.
it's upfront.
No,
Look,
just
I
say
respect
it.
the
Just
honesty,
say it in
but
the
I'd rather you
information.
No,
say
you
it.
want to know why? Because a lot. What if you're a single dad?
You know, that's more.
Cool, say it.
Same, I would say.
No,
it.
because what
Yeah.
if you're a single dad online and you're swiping and that's what you want to look for?
girls
Pictures
with
only.
kids.
You can't
'Cause
read.
you know,
like,
what-
you don't
know
want to
what-
read.
You know what my problem is when I'm
Some
swiping,
people are like that, dude.
my
That's
mindset
just
is
the way
looking
it
for
is.
attractiveness, and so when it's weird when I'm swiping, like I'm like hot
That's
chick,
what
hot
your
chick, and then I go,
mindset
ugh.
is.
Instant swipe left.
Your personal mindset.
It depends on
that
what you're looking
they don't
for.
want you to swipe right.
It depends on.
So
what
what gets
yeah,
you instantly swiping left then?
Okay, so this is not all of them, but when I was making a list, because I was just swiping
Checking
left.
it twice.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Dad joke.
dude, keep calling you on it. Conjoining twin costume with your equally unattractive friend. First picture, automatic swipe left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
That's weird.
Unironic finger guns in your first picture.
Ooh, I get a couple of those.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree. I agree.
Oh, this was a good one. This was in their Hinge bio. First round's on me. If you forgot your wallet,
Oh man.
That was a guy?
that was obviously.
Ew.
I had to check,
Oh,
yo. I'm
man.
just
All
gonna
of these
check.
are guys.
I'm just checking. 'cause,
All
like,
of these are guys.
I just needed to check. That sounded a bit.
Strictly Dickly in this
Ew.
corner.
I'm just asking. I don't judge.
All right.
When you don't judge, you make mistakes like
Comparing your life to a quote constant episode of The Office.
Oh man.
Yep.
that. Why do you?
I would
That's an
never
annoying-
want to fuck you.
That's an annoying thing.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
No,
Girl-
no.
Yeah,
You
man.
said that could change.
There's
You
office
said that could
people.
change.
No, no.
There's
You
office
said that could
people
change.
for real.
No,
You
no.
heard it before. Said that could change.
No, that one, it left. That one, I'm firm in that one. Firm in that one. I love The Office. Never would want to fuck that. Though.
Instant desert veg.
What?
Instant desert veg. Dry
Yeah.
veg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you said they
Tumbleweeds.
can work their way back.
Adding
Tumbleweeds.
doctor
Oh, no,
in
does it-
front of your name.
If you're not a doctor.
No. If you're a doctor, it's fine. But like that just tells me you're pretentious.
Yeah, it does. It does. You can't
On a
like, you
dating
can't-
site, yeah, that's
they
true,
just they
yeah,
just
yeah.
need your name.
Most
They
of
don't
my
need a title.
friends are either like pharmacists or in med school or something or whatever. None of them would dare do that.
Whoa, look at you.
You want to know what I hate though?
I dated a
Like-
med student.
Like being an
This is my
engineer, we're
ex.
the only ones that aren't pretentious. You don't call us by our position, but everyone else you do.
Yeah.
Everyone else you do. We're the only scientists you don't call engineer or whatever. Like you don't do that. Nobody ever does that. Is anybody on this thing an engineer? Like nobody does that shit. Is anybody a doctor? You got doctors of this, doctors of that, doctors of that, doctors of that.
Vomit.
Like,
Anyways,
names pop.
you and your mom in the first photo.
Yeah, you're a loser.
Aw.
You're a
Swiping
loser.
left.
Yeah.
Unless you want me to fuck both of y'all, like,
You
the
know-
fuck you both in the picture for?
This is like right under their name. Too long of a sentence. Let's meet up for a drink and then possibly get dinner and then have some fun. Run on sentence. It was too long.
Oh, grammar
it was
is
just
a
too
thing?
long. No, it was just too long.
No. You see, that's one that you swipe right on. I'll tell you why.
Why?
If you just wanted sex out of the situation, great sex. Dumbass.
It just felt weird.
Dumbass.
The rest of their things felt weird. I just swiped left. Still repping your college t-shirts when you're well in your 30s. Like
Yeah, unless you watch
well
them.
in your 30s.
What if you watch them? Like,
you
in your own
graduated at
personal?
22.
Yeah.
Some people are sentimental about college. That's kind of a stupid reason.
Yeah,
in
I
my
wanted to
opinion,
buy
but you
'em
have
all.
your reasons.
I went to Bama.
Well in your 30s.
Yeah, they watch. They
Some
still
people
watch
still
it.
watch college football.
Yeah, they still watch
Over
college football.
10, 12, 15
There are
years later.
people in their 40s
Yeah,
that
people still
watch college football.
I can't. Well, yeah.
Okay.
I don't do it. I'm just telling you. There's people that fucking love that shit.
In their bio, fitness and firearms enthusiast.
That's just being honest.
Yeah, that's
That's just being honest. You probably don't want that cup of tea, but that's just being honest.
Why is that?
It's
Because you
not-
don't like fitness people, or you don't like firearms?
They sound like a muscle.
people who have to announce it.
It just
They sound like get out.
Or just-
get out now. That's what it sounds like to you, right? In your head. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to her. That's just she doesn't want that any part of that.
That's prejudice.
But this girls that like that shit.
It's
There's mad girls that
fine,
like that
but
shit.
for me, it just feels like a lot in my face.
Can you
at
feel
one
both my
time.
biceps? Can you feel both my pecs? Can you feel my pecs in your face? You like that?
I don't want you to tell me to go to the gym.
Oh.
Yeah. I feel that too. Ugh.
Yeah.
Don't tell me to go.
Not
I'll shoot
making
guns.
you feel bad
I'm
for
really
not
good
being
at
as
shooting
in
guns.
shape.
Yeah.
But not really. I'm good, but I'm not really good. But I don't want you to tell me to go to the gym.
No girl wants to hear that.
No, they should
You
just
and
wanna
your
go.
other male friend taking pregnancy pics together, like holding each other's stomachs.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
wouldn't
think
put
that
that in
happens that
I wouldn't put
often.
that in. That's kind of niche, but I also wouldn't put that in a dating
I think
profile,
that
so someone does
any-
that's dumb.
Any picture you put on a dating site of you and other people,
Other
is
male friend.
ridiculous.
That's annoying. Yeah.
If you're a guy or
That's
a
what I was
girl,
going to do
why
because
is
I hate it when it's a chick. When it's the first pic I see is like 3 chicks. And it's like,
It's
cool.
like,
Now
who
I gotta
is this?
figure out which bitch
Yo,
is the one.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yo,
so
that's the
I
annoying.
worst.
always
It's
assume the ugliest, and I just swipe.
Yeah, man.
Because why else would you do that? Why else would you be confusing if
Yeah.
you're the prettiest one?
That
you don't
or
want to be
that or
confused.
if I only see face pics from a chick.
Man,
Yeah,
I wish I
no.
kept
Oh,
my
you gotta
fucking profile. Maybe I have screenshots somewhere. We can. That would be fun to do on this
Let's do
podcast.
two
Dude, I'll
more.
show
Let's do
my
two more.
profiles
Show
right
our
fucking
profiles.
now, son.
Talking about your
Yeah.
French press way too much in your profile
Ugh.
is weird.
Hmm.
And my
Drip.
personal favorite in your bio, tongue gymnast.
Oh, that's terrible. man.
That's-
That's
I bet his
assault.
inbox stays empty.
I wanted
That's
to
assault.
throw up.
Yeah, from that tongue game being so ill. Almost
Okay.
made you puke.
I'm gonna see if I screenshotted. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
There was a guy who
yeah,
got
I'm gonna see
cancer
if I
from
can
eating
find my
pussy.
profile because I deleted my apps. but-
You want to talk about the guy that got
I have no
Guy got
shame.
cancer.
I have no shame. You guys look at mine.
Dude,
Yo,
I'm not.
I can't believe you don't get like
I
more
Why do you
like.
have your weight in here?
Why
I'll
not?
let them know what's up.
Girls want to know.
What
Girls
is
want to
this?
know,
I'll let
yo.
them know the stats.
Is this Tinder?
Yeah.
Tinder.
I deleted my Tinder.
Yo, he looks like an actor. Like he looks
Aw,
like he's
you're
like an
adorable.
actor.
He's
an
been on the
ex-actor,
Discovery
like-
Channel. He'll let you know.
Like,
I'm not gonna go looking through your
I'll
shit.
go
but-
flex a little bit. I'll go. Maybe pics.
he does look like he's.
Yeah,
on
let him know.
Discovery
Yeah,
Channel.
hit him with the stage shots. They're like, oh, he was playing a band. Oh, and hey, how's it going, gorgeous? What's up?
Listen, son.
That one.
Get him Irish.
That, oh yeah, this one. Do you know how
Bro.
many? You know how many chicks I get because of
That's
the
the- that's
Jesus
the
photo?
shave.
It's retarded.
Why?
That's the old school
Because
face.
they always think that they have some
What I-
clever Jesus thing to say that I haven't heard.
That's not what I
before.
look like at all. Well, kinda if I
You
shave.
still look the same.
Kinda, sorta.
Oh, there we go. There we
Something
go.
like- let me
Discovery.
see.
There we go. There's the Discovery Channel shot. That's good.
Oh, this is you?
When the
Yeah.
orc
Oh,
Irish
shit.
comes into
Oh, look at you, you clean shaven bastard.
Yeah,
I
dude.
want y'all to remember we're
I got
all
my
up in our
headshots in
phones
there
and
and
these people
shit.
can't
I know.
see.
Hey, we're
bro.
talking about it though. It's not silent, so I'm explaining
Yeah.
it to him.
Yeah, dude, it's all
There we
fucking.
go. Yeah.
We're all out there just trying to find love, man. We're all just trying to be happy.
I'm not
Phenomenal.
trying.
Phenomenal.
I deleted my profile.
You
Just
deleted
trying
it.
to find
Aw,
somebody to love.
You delete Hinge,
all
the
it
one
is.
that made to be deleted.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
There you
fucking.
go. Is it
Dude,
easy to- is it-
Tinder's the only one that's ever yielded any
I
results.
deleted because I'm not.
Tinder
I
and
don't-
OkCupid,
Not
yeah.
because I found someone.
Well,
I'm
well,
just
Plenty of
literally
Fish.
not trying.
Plenty of Fish was
I gotta make a point real quick. I gotta make a point. 'cause
What
I
up?
keep
You
hearing
won't.
this shit.
You won't do it.
Backpage.
Around the city, yo, I keep hearing some stupid, like King Story. No, can we like what we gonna drop this one? So recently, like I've been running into a lot of dudes that for some reason bullheadedly think that like women just like women want to fuck them but just don't know it yet is the best way of putting it. And like it's honestly
Are you talking about
fucking-
Irish?
Huh? No.
I'm feeling very attacked right now.
I wasn't, but that was hilarious.
That's amazing.
That's hilarious. Like,
Oh, man.
That was beautiful.
I think that's all of us, man.
no,
That's everybody.
like you have to go out there with that level of confidence. But once they say no, walk the fuck away. It's not like how hard you
Yeah.
push; they'll eventually fuck you. You know what
Well,
I mean?
and that's what annoyed the only moment that I really personally got annoyed on the podcast was like I made like I was making like a light-handed joke about like you guys like putting me on timeout, and I was like, oh no, go ahead. I was like, oh go ahead, I get it. I was
Yeah,
like, because my
yeah.
voice doesn't fucking matter
Yeah.
anymore. And you're like, oh come on, Irish. And then she was like, oh, are you triggered, Irish? And you don't get to fuck me. And it's like, lady,
Yeah, man.
it's like
that was
I
fucked.
moved on. I was like, I moved on from fucking you, but it's like again, it's like you messaged me. Like, I wasn't coming after you being like, oh, come on. It's like, you hit me up. I let you know I was comfortable with. You didn't like it. You got all emotional about it. Fuck off.
Her saying that, it acted like you were chasing her down for it. Like,
Not at all. I did not want, from the moment that she was like, I'm not about that, I was like, word, well, hit me up at a mic. For me, I was done with the conversation at that point. Yet she kept messaging. It's like, and again, it's just like it's the double standards. Like, if you reverse the roles, right? You brought it up. Ani literally murdered her with that point when you literally were like, here's the sword of finishing moves. Finishing. Yeah, Ani went for the throat on that one. It was just like, okay, well, if you were a male comic and Irish was a female comic and you were being that creepy and kept pursuing and pushing when they're like, no, and I don't want to have you in the intimacy of my home, it's like, you would be in big trouble right now.
Get arrested.
So it's like, there we go, got you.
It literally, the only reason why I thought of it, to be honest, is because it happens to me all the time.
Yep.
All
and
the
it's uncomfortable
time.
as fuck, isn't it?
And I have to be like, no. Gotta go.
I'm okay. Thank you, though.
I'll see you at a mic, though. I just changed the subject.
yeah, you did the exact same thing. How about you talk to me at a mic? That would be great.
Oh, my God. Come to my show. It's on the 13th. Like, it'll be real
buy
fun.
a ticket and all that shit. Get some merch. I'll see you at the door.
I'm not going to book you, but it's fine. Like, just come. It'll be fun. We'll get a drink. Like, bring someone.
Oh, bring a couple people. Bring your friends.
You want to know something that I do appreciate, though?
What's that?
See, while being known as one of the...
I appreciate this motherfucker. See, now I'm going to say bitch. I appreciate this bitch over here. There's bracelets at this event. I wish they weren't like fucking $30 because I totally would have bought one for Ani. It just said, this is my favorite bitch.
What event was this?
What the fuck?
Hey, niggas be broke, yo. Niggas be broke.
What?
Shit's
I'm
expensive.
not made of money.
Yo, niggas be broke.
Can
out
you make
here,
me a paper one?
Definitely can make you a paper. You probably make you one out of deer hooves.
There we go.
Yeah.
Deer
I'd rather
antler.
have a paper one. It's
The
made
irony
with
of you guys
heart.
arguing deer with me and like half the shit in this room is made from deer.
Yes,
right?
it's true.
I don't know anything about
No, we just know you get a lot of practice. There's a lot of hooves. There's a lot of hooves.
There's a lot of hooves.
You get a lot of practice,
It's a
motherfucker.
fucking...
Yeah.
It's a boneyard of
If
hooves
I just
out
saw
there.
one deer head, I'd
It's
be
a
like,
graveyard.
all right, this guy, one hit, one, you know?
Wait, where are you getting what bracelets are these?
I'll look up the company after because they had I gotta remember the name of the company. I have it
Okay.
written down somewhere.
Hunting
Yay.
techniques.
Hunting techniques.
Hunting
Yeah,
techniques.
honestly, hunting
She almost
techniques.
escaped it. I brought it back. I brought it back.
Yeah.
I did a good job.
Why are you doing this?
Because I need. No, I'm sorry. You're the only woman here, and we need to explore this.
Because
we need to live
can I
vicariously
tell you
through
why we're doing it? Because we very much believe that women don't have any skills to get a guy because they don't need to have.
I
any
just
skills.
want to point something out to you.
Yes.
That this is you spending time with the deer.
Yes, it is.
What do you mean?
Learning the techniques.
What, asking her this
Yeah,
question now?
this is time-
Well, this,
yeah,
whoa, whoa,
definitely.
whoa. This is for entertainment. Okay.
Okay.
I'm forced to do this.
Okay. Sure.
I'm being raped into having to spend time with the deer.
Sure. Just like
No
when
consent.
you breastfeed as a kid, it doesn't
No
teach
consent
you how to suck
whatsoever.
titties. You know what I'm saying? Same
Yeah.
shit.
No
Same
consent.
So, I mean,
All-
The fact that I'm in a corner and you're asking me this.
man.
get the gun.
Get the gun.
Get the spear.
Yo, honestly.
I mean, I hate to sound corny, but I'm pretty good with this.
Yeah.
Oh,
You want to talk about pressure? You know how much of a nightmare it was? Quick side note: doing that Discovery Channel thing where they're talking, it was all about spearheads and stuff, and they had this pig strung up from like literally probably about the distance of, again, I'm gonna use the same example I used earlier, back of the comedy studio to like the stage, right? And they're like, here's this pig. They're like, go ahead and hit it, and they start filming, and you're like. Instantly, also, everyone's been talking you up as like, oh, yeah, dude, he's insane at throwing spears and this and that and everything. And you're like sick. So in your brain, you're like, I'm going to take like 40 takes to hit the fucking pig and look like a complete dipshit. And it was like, I shit you not, I hit it in the first try. And it was just, and then like the moment it hit, I just turned around with that like such fake,
Oh,
just the
shit.
fakest confidence
A
of like,
humble brag.
yeah,
I
you
was
know.
just gonna
Oh,
say
shit.
I
that.
know, literally, I was like, another day at the office,
No
and
big
inside I
deal.
was like, that shouldn't have happened. Because I went and was practicing for a good 20 minutes before it and was not hitting fucking, I could not hit the
Adrenaline's
side of
a
a
motherfucker.
fucking
Yeah,
bar.
man.
Adrenaline's a motherfucker, isn't it?
Yeah. And you know what?
Dude.
Yeah.
This is the thing, right? Because
the
now I'll
heat of
tie
the
it back.
moment.
I'll tie that all that humbleness that I just showed right back into relationships. That's
I
part
used
of
to play basketball. Humble brag. My aim is spot on.
See, I had crazy fear and anxiety inside, but when you get fucking time's up, you got to do it. You find a way to do it. So
Right.
there's a lot of
Time's
guys
up.
there's a lot of guys that
Me
don't
too.
fucking
When it's crunch time.
There's a lot of guys that don't fucking approach women because they're just fucking afraid and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like-
all, dude. Half the battles in
That's
your
essentially
head,
what
man.
I'm saying. It's like I was terrified, and I know how
Always.
to throw a fucking spear. But it's like, you know what? It's like you get up there and it's just like, all right, it's do or die. You got to fucking do it.
Like, are you like? That's like not playing a game because you know you might lose. Like, motherfucker, fuck it. Like, if you don't play, you don't get the enjoyment of having played, and you don't get the experience of having played to win the next time. Like, fuck
Well, the
you,
more
dog.
shots you take, the more
I
likely
don't know,
you are
but
to
let me
hit.
tell you, there's
That's it.
the only way to not lose is the only way to not make sure that you don't lose is not to play.
Yeah, then you die alone.
Not
But
necessarily.
techniques.
Not necessarily.
This is a
But
trick
techniques.
question.
It's not a trick question because
It
we would
is
like to explore
because-
it with you.
Because it's no different than what you do.
That's not true.
What do I do?
It's no different than what any of you do.
Don't do what she did the other day. What do we do?
I'm not arguing with you though.
No,
What
I'm
do we
asking
do?
what do we do? Explain yourself.
Yeah, what do we?
I
Don't
spend
be like- don't be
time
like-
with the male buck.
Okay, and at what point do you pull the trigger?
When I feel like I've gathered enough information, which doesn't take long.
And what does your trigger
Okay,
look like?
right there. That's the difference. We don't need any information.
It doesn't take long.
We don't.
And
need
what does
any-
your trigger look like?
What do you mean?
What does you pulling
Yeah.
the trigger look like? Because us pulling the trigger looks like us walking up to you, asking you how your day was, starting up a conversation that we have now learned that you guys need. Because if like, have you ever had a conversation with your gay friends?
Yeah. What
If
kind-
they're looking for sex, it literally goes, yo, top or bottom.
Yeah,
Like,
they're right.
No, it depends.
It's right to it.
It-
They don't want to talk.
So ready?
It depends. Can I talk? You asked me a question.
You got it.
Well, you were taking a while to answer, so I didn't know if you were going to. But go ahead. My mistake.
It's more of when I'm comfortable. So there are things that like I need to know before I pull the trigger.
And what does you pulling the trigger look like?
So like for instance,
Should we role play it?
absolutely not.
I'll role play mine with Dom. I'll let Dom be the
No,
one.
like I need to
Absolutely.
know. For instance, like let's say it's somebody that I don't know at all.
Yeah.
Okay, that I don't know at all. So I need to know like, is this person actually single? For instance, like what is their like situation, and then if they're interesting, all these fucking things that we talk about. Okay.
Yeah.
And then if I'm like, all right, I'm down. If I'm at like the point in my current life where I'm like, okay, I just want to fuck, whatever, then I pull the trigger. It doesn't take that long.
But how does that come out?
That's a very long time to do. That's
Yeah,
that's forever.
That's
That's for fucking ever.
And on top of that being forever,
You're better people than
how
us.
does
But
the-
it also
better people
depends
than
on like how fast I'm doing it. If it's in like a day, then it doesn't take that long.
No, don't be bad that you have better standards than us. Like, don't be
No,
bad
but
at that.
like
Like,
it depends on like who the person is. Am I gonna see them soon again? Then yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit more time. If I'm gonna maybe not. If I'm not gonna see them probably in a while, then it might not take as long. If I actually kind of like them, and then
all of that is longer than us.
yes,
No matter the circumstance. No matter the
you
circumstance.
asked me how I hunt. I'm telling you.
No. That's fair. I also
You asked me how I hunt. I'm telling you.
The part of it that we were on was, what does you hunting look like? So I'm still waiting for the trigger pulling part. So do you make the advancement to ask them out? That's what we were waiting
have.
for. How often?
But whoa. To ask them out or to fuck? And
Both.
And
I've
how
done
and how does
both.
that happen? Do you just go, hey, so and so, like so?
No, I don't use words. I just do the action.
So what? You just grab dick and like it's go time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Good enough.
Why do I need to use words?
Dude,
No, that's
she's-
good enough.
it's a
That's good
different
enough.
No, we
thing.
just
She's a-
wanted to know
it's
how
a
it is that
different
you
thing.
decide. So that's the thing.
It's
You
a different
basically
thing.
just go to sex.
Words.
though.
I have a gun.
Yeah,
But-
she
but
has.
you-
I am the hunter.
No, but you understand that you aren't needing to bring anything to the table other than being an object, essentially.
I'm corralling them. I'm getting them in a corner, and then I'm hunting.
But how do you feel like you're the one that's?
I
hunting?
want to disagree with Irish. just know that I have the best of intentions of disagreeing with Irish right here.
Then go ahead.
I said I want to. I said I want to. I didn't say it's possible for me in the moment. I didn't say I did disagree with you yet. I said I want to disagree
Here's
with
the
you.
thing: if we're already in that moment,
I don't like the
if
way
we're
you're saying what you're
if we're
saying.
already in that, in here, okay, I'm gonna say two things and wait for me to be done before you yell. Okay.
All right, y'all, I'm squeaking. We gonna let me squeak in real quick. Hold on.
Okay, if we're already in that moment, then it's already pretty much assumed that it's going to happen.
What does that mean?
Like in the instance that we're gonna fuck, then and we're in that situation.
What is that situation? Like we're on a couch, we're on
Wherever we are,
we just somewhere
An alley?
conducive to fucking, and,
Yes.
and it's kind of like,
In a
like
dumpster.
then they're usually waiting for me to make the move.
why are they waiting for you to make the move?
What type of dudes do you deal
What
with?
do you? Yeah, what are you talking about?
You just have a type.
Why
man,
should you
like-
be the one that's making
Yeah.
the move?
This is
So no, hold on. The point that here she just said that they wait for you to make the move means that
you're
looks-
asking me when I'm
No,
hunting.
I know. But listen to what I'm going to say.
Okay.
You said they wait for you to make the move, right?
Okay.
Those were your exact words. I'm not paraphrasing or anything, right?
Yeah, you're asking me when I'm hunting.
I know.
Okay.
You said they wait for you to make the move, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So if they wait, if they waited for you, if you wait for them to, which way did I put? Blah. They wait for you to make the move.
Mm-hmm.
So if they wait for you to make the move, for you to notice this, that means you must have waited for them as well. Which
Okay.
means who's actually hunting? I just wanted to put that out there quickly because you said it like that, which seems confusing initially. That I'm like, wait, you just have to peel this back a little bit because
Okay, then
if
let me
you-
rephrase that.
You know what she is? She's fucking. She's. You know
Let me rephrase that.
She's the.
I was even high and I walked that back. I was like,
Let me rephrase that.
She's, you know the movie fucking Predator. She's
Oh, yeah.
she's Arnold Schwarzenegger and all them.
Let
Where
me-
they're like they have the guns and stuff, so they think that they're hunting, but Predator's up there in the trees
Okay.
fucking hunting. They're like, oh
Let
yeah,
me
you're hunting. Wink, wink.
rephrase that.
Yeah.
Okay,
On
that's
a
fair, that's fair,
different
that's fair.
level.
If
With different weapons.
we are in
on
a situation,
different planet.
Shh, you guys have to be quiet. I have to follow.
Go right
if
ahead.
we're already in a situation that is conducive to fucking,
Okay.
then it's already assumed.
All right.
But
hold
what
on, hold on.
that
You
it's
pulling the trigger
going to
without
happen.
fucking. You pulling the trigger without fucking. What does that look like?
What do you mean? Isn't that the point of the hunt?
He's asking you what
So-
what you saying to somebody sounds like before you even get
So,
to that point of
The
fucking
hunt. The
them.
hunt is what it means to you, right? So
I thought
what?
the hunt equals fucking.
For us, you know what? We're hunting pussy. You guys aren't hunting dick. You're
regard-
If we're equating hunting, then that would be women are hunting dicks. So you need to be clear when you say
We're
hunt.
we
hunting
think we
different
actually
things.
actually.
You're
no, you guys-
assuming that
hold
we're
on,
hunting
hold
the
on,
same
no,
thing.
We're all yelling right now.
Yeah.
You guys are hunting relationships more so than not. We
That's
are
not
hunting.
what
We are
I'm-
hunting sex more so than not.
Okay, then you need to be clear when you're asking me a
No,
question.
no, understood. We do. We actually
Okay.
do because we assumed she knew what we were talking about when we said like, "How do you hunt?" Well, that was me then.
Well,
'Cause
you're
I asked
either
her
the
how she
hunter or
hunts.
the hunted. You know what
asked
I
how
mean?
She hunts, so that's on me then.
That's on you.
That's on me.
You asked me how
right,
I hunt.
Right, that was on
I
me. That was
assumed
me,
dick.
Right? That was me, right? It wasn't just that was. Yeah,
I
no,
assumed dick.
That was me, right?
Yeah. No. We were asking you specifically, Dick, but I'm saying in general, men are hunting pussy and women are hunting.
That is a
relationships.
different question.
Right. I understand that.
Okay, so you can't be yelling at me about things when you have a different question.
I already
and-
walked back.
and I'm answering-
You saying that to
I
this
wasn't
guy.
yelling at you.
I was already like,
I wasn't-
ah,
What
yeah.
do you people want from me?
I noticed we missed the street. And I was like, yo, we're back here, guys. I already conceded. I was like, yo, guys.
Well, because this is my thing, right? Is like I still
We-
and-
we were
and
confused in the
maybe
beginning.
I'm high, but I still don't think you've pointed out how it is that you
I didn't finish my question.
like how you get. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Can we start over again
yes.
so we can be clear?
Yes.
What is the
So-
question?
So, when you're pulling the trigger, what does that look like? And what does pulling the trigger look like for you? So, what's your aim first off when you're pulling the trigger? What are you typically more so than not going for? Relationship or sex? Be honest to yourself.
More often than not, I think probably sex.
Okay. If-
That's fair. I tend to not believe that personally, but
Why?
It's good. You see, I have to ask a few more questions before I don't or
Go ahead.
do believe
Go ahead.
that
I'll
or
let you
not.
finish line questioning, but Mr. Charismatic.
Officer
Charismatic.
So then, in that state, then then our question from before, the story that you were telling before, does make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Which one?
As far as how you pull the trigger, as far as your explanation of that.
Okay.
So I wanted to allow you the chance to finish that one,
Okay.
if you would.
Okay. Where did I leave off? I forget.
Let me see if that's where instant replays would have been awesome.
Yeah. Okay, I think I was saying when we're in a place that's conducive to fuck,
Yes.
then it's already assumed that we're gonna do that.
Okay. So
like
you
where-
initiate. You're usually the initiator of that circumstance.
I guess it depends on the person.
Does that mean by that standard that if you're just because you're in a bedroom with a guy, that means that it's plausibility of go for fucking?
If I'm already putting myself in that situation, that means I'm down.
Okay,
That's fair.
interesting.
As a woman, that's a
Interesting.
very fair statement. No, because
Yes.
you're already putting yourself in the bedroom with someone else. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's
Now,
really
and
fair.
this is the
Very
thing.
fair.
I
Yeah.
think the reason that most of our reactions are shocked is because you're not giving us what I would define as like the typical woman responses. Like most women, I would argue, do the opposite of what you're describing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them would be like, oh, well, why does it just mean that because I'm in their bedroom? That
See,
we're
what
going to
happens a
fuck?
lot with me is that, and this is the not typical dude reaction, is that I'm usually more down than a lot of the dudes that I end up with.
Which is very strange to me.
No, that means
Not-
she has
and-
a
and
type.
not
Because
that-
look
and not-
at
she has
my
a type.
face!
And not that I don't believe her. It's not that I don't believe you. It's
I
just
know.
that that's so shocking
I
to me.
know.
See, no. I would
And
say
don't
this,
tell
I would
all
say
the
this.
guys that
But-
want to fuck me that I say no to.
Well, but can I tell you something too that's interesting that I've noticed just
Well, too bad.
inherently
No for them.
from
Fuck
a from
I
a
know.
guy's perspective when it comes to from like hooking up and stuff like that. This is a weird thing I've noticed in the last year or two where prettier chicks or like hot chicks are shockingly way more down to fuck now, and fat chicks or like uglier chicks, for lack of a better term, are way more like guarding of their pussy. Whereas you know what I mean? Like it's kind of shifted where it used to be like fat girls would be like, I'll put out because I'm not like getting attention. Like now I'm weirdly noticing like a lot more like good looking chicks are just like way more down to fuck now. And I think maybe most guys are caught off guard by that because it's not how it's always been.
Well, I think
market
people are
change.
starting
That
to
is like
play
a
towards their
s-
values a little bit now.
That's a
like-
really broad statement.
And
But
I'm purely
Dude.
that I'm not saying that's necessarily the case. I'm just saying I've just seen that pattern in the last like year or two.
Well, dude, the market is completely different now.
Like-
Completely
economy
different.
just-
Every
Like-
just
like
the,
there's-
the ass economy is completely different.
Like,
now, dude.
it's
There's so
I love
much.
that he goes right there because that's what I care about.
Dude,
I know that's not what y'all talking about. But I always thought the ass economy, man. It's a
Dude,
good
you can
economy.
connect with people way easier than you used to be able to, and there's way more people on the fringe that are out there that are willing to be like, I like to fucking put Pepto-Bismol enemas in my fucking dick hole. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's some
You can
weirdos
find
out
people
there.
that are into the same shit you are, and it's like a lot more accessible.
But if you think about it too, it's almost like in a weird way they demonize you for looking like what used to be the like standard for beauty, like you know what I mean? Because now everything's very like body positive and like it's,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like
Oh, yeah.
fat
Like fit shaming,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah, it's like don't fat shame and all this and
Yeah.
everything. So it's like I feel like because of that, it's I don't know. It feels like it shifted. 'cause-
Like my whole shit is this. Like, I mean, like, don't fat shame, but don't ask me to help you up the flight of stairs when you can't make it eventually. Like, I don't
Yeah.
like. That's your health.
Well,
That's your health. That's your life. I ain't gonna play with that. Like,
If
The
everybody's beautiful, then what's the point in trying to maintain yourself if like you can just be fat
if
and
everyone's
like everyone
beautiful,
is beautiful?
then everyone's
you know
ugly
what I
as
mean?
well. You know
have-
that, right? If everyone's beautiful, then everyone's ugly. Because
Yeah,
both those words exist, and now we have no ways to use them.
yeah.
Yeah, because you either are one or the other.
So
and
one's
if you
just as
try,
trivial as the
Well,
other.
and it's like Carlin used to say,
It's
it's like
effort.
everyone can't be special because if everyone's special, it takes away
Nobody's
the entire
special.
it takes away the entire meaning of the word special.
Nobody's
Yeah.
special. Crystalia does a whole like few minutes on that in one of his specials. Like, nobody is special.
Helen Keller was special.
Yeah, no.
Facts.
We all just exist.
Conjoined twins are special.
We all just exist.
It's a different kind of special.
I know, but you know what I'm talking about? We all just-
There are many specials.
yeah.
You don't think Michael Jordan? You don't think Kobe Bryant, R.I.P., was special? See, now I put her in an awkward position because he's dead, so she's gonna feel like an asshole if she says no.
Didn't he rape a bunch of people?
No, just
No.
like 1 or 2 allegedly.
No,
but he got it. No, he was acquitted.
Just 1 or
He was
2.
acquitted.
Those charges were dropped. Allegedly.
23
23 years ago, they were dropped.
Allegedly.
Yeah, like I don't-
23, the number of Michael Jordan.
And LeBron James.
It's not that
Jeffrey
I can't
Epstein
see,
killed
like,
Kobe
rich
Bryant.
people raping people. I definitely could see rich people raping people. But
sure.
like, why wouldn't you just pay for the fantasy? You're rich, just pay. Or is it the actual like you need to do it like type shit? Like if you like find a different way. Like I hope they create a virtual reality for pedophiles so that some way they can relieve their stresses. You know what I'm saying?
They have
Or
fuck
like,
dolls.
I mean, that I don't want to see. I would rather not see it. So if they could keep
Yeah.
it to themselves in the virtual reality,
that'd be better.
I love that shit.
They have virtual reality porn now.
Yeah, but
VR
they don't
porn,
have
yeah,
it for
but,
like them. I hope they make some
for
for them so
pedophiles,
that they,
yeah, no.
something to satiate them because it must be hard. Like, think about this: priests are not allowed to have sex, and how many of them were raping kids?
Catholic
know what I'm saying?
priests aren't.
Bunch of them.
Yeah, exactly. And think about the other ones. The other churches, they are able to have sex, and they're not touching kids.
Yeah.
So like that, there must be some level of like, yo, this stress causes them to act out. You know, because humans are opportunists at their core. So if they see the opportunity, they'll take it. So, bro, give them this opportunity to just like do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that they're not.
I think it's too late,
They're not
man.
executing that on human beings. You know what I'm saying? So at least if like.
It's
I don't
such
know.
a
It's
vital
all
part
crooked.
of our being.
Yeah, it's all
What?
filth,
Sex?
man.
Yes, it really
Everybody's
is.
filthy.
It really is. And I feel like everybody needs a way to get it out.
It's our intent. Yeah.
They need a way to get it out.
I've been celibate in this decade so
Yo,
far.
you're the third woman
Dog.
I've heard say that today, and I'm waiting for guys equally to say the same shit. I haven't heard it once.
Dude, I have been celibate for 3 years, and the first chick I fucked was deaf. I haven't fucked anybody.
See, he
since
almost made it to me,
in
but
between
before
her.
that time and he meeting me, he got rid of it. Like I don't like
Yeah.
girls are like, I'm celibate. You're like,
on purpose.
no,
And
no, it doesn't matter. The fact that you're not insane right now,
Oh no,
It's
I'm
fucking
super
crazy.
depressed.
like,
I'm super depressed.
no, you see, like.
You just can't tell.
No, like you see,
I'm really good at hiding
no. You see, as a guy, it would take like 2 weeks for them to fuck well below their standards. As a girl, you're never fucking below your
Broke
standards.
my vibrator.
Like exactly, you're never fucking below your standards. You would rather go
Christ.
dickless. Like fuck it, no, you're going dickless. You guys' standards are so much higher than ours. Like we have
It's
no
ridiculous.
standards.
It's ridiculous.
It's
Think
ridiculous.
about it. Guys have been straight their entire life.
It's
Get
hot.
into
It's-
jail, and they're like, I gotta fuck something.
Yeah.
You guys would never understand it. You guys would never like.
Well, and that was the point that to me at least was hilarious that I kept making to the lady. It's like, hey, okay, you feel like a man, whatever. I can't tell you how you feel, but guess what? You're not a man in the fuck department.
You're not.
Because
you
if
hit
she
me
were-
up saying I'm cute and you didn't want to fuck. Literally, you're cute is like. If I'm saying you're cute, you better guarantee I want to fuck. Like, yeah, I'm being nice. I don't think you need to include that information. But like, if I think you're aesthetically pleasing, why wouldn't I want to fuck? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Because it's like the guy hunt, right? It's so much more direct. Like, you know, it's very like, hey, how you doing? I'm so and so. Yeah, okay, blah blah blah. You talk for like a couple minutes, and it's like, so listen, what are you looking for? You just lay it right out. It's like, what are you looking for?
Yo.
Like a fucking drug dealer. It's like
What do you need?
like, what are you looking for?
What do you
You're
need?
like, You're like,
I got this.
you know, I'm just kind of looking for like a friend right now. It's like, okay, you have a good evening.
Yo,
Yeah,
has a
I'll
gay
see
guy?
you
Oh, you know what?
Have you
It's
ever been
like,
picked
I
up
don't
by a
have-
gay guy before?
A chick recently
Have you ever been picked up by a gay guy
hit on
before?
by a gay guy.
It's
Hit
have you
on,
ever
yeah.
been picked like okay, they try to get your number?
Yeah.
It's
Very
so
direct.
efficient. It's
so
so efficient.
Yeah.
You will buy them to drink just for not having wasted your time with a ruthless, with trivial conversation.
I'm
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, you're like,
I'm
Jesus.
envious of how direct, even I can't be that direct.
they'd be like,
'cause
you
you
having
get-
a good time?
Yeah.
You like a drink?
Yeah.
Do you want to
even
fuck?
I know I can't just go wanna fuck.
sentences?
Like,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gay-
Like, you
gay
said so much
people-
It'll
time.
work. It'll work. But literally going like as a straight person, just like, hey, wanna fuck? Like,
Yeah.
That's like 1 for 10 you're shooting. Like, it'll work just the same way if you keep making sales calls. Eventually
It'll
something will work,
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But
Yep.
so,
It's about volume,
so
but
it's-
gay dudes are hitting 9 out of 10.
because gay dudes are just down
9
to
out of
fuck,
all-
and that's the
every
thing.
one
They're
of them.
just dudes. Like dudes are down to fuck.
And,
Like,
and this is where a lot of the resentment comes too, because you remember you used to talk early in the early podcast where it was like women want to like it's the way the timelines work out, right? Where it's like guys want to fuck like big time between like 20 and 30. We have all this fucking energy, just like
Yeah.
oh let's fuck, And then women really start getting like super down. Like they fuck in their 20s, but they really get down for fucking like 30 on. And it's like we kind of just miss each other because like guys start like. We've dealt with so much bullshit and jumping through hoops to try and get pussy that by the time women are just like, we can just fuck and everything, we're just so resentful. It's almost like you see the thing where people are like pissed off. We're not even to get political, but Elizabeth Warren was like, I'm going to cancel student loan things. And one guy was like, well, what the fuck? What about these us who like saved money and like paid it? Actually, it's like, you know what I mean? You feel like cheated.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
what
you're like
the
I
fuck
did my
I-"
time.
Yeah,
Yo, like,
exactly.
You're like Sirius Black. I did my waiting.
Yeah.
I paid all of my student loans off, and the week after my college closed.
Yeah, and you're like,
Dude.
suck
It's
a
like, why?
dick.
Why?
I have
Why?
2 degrees from that college.
Dude,
Sorry.
that's why.
Where I got my audio production thing, I closed too.
That's why if you want to smoke weed legally, you should have to go to jail for like at least a week.
If you're white, if you're white,
or,
if you're white,
or if you've
you're
never
white,
gone before
I-
for
if
it.
you're white.
I also want to be very clear for the people watching this
Okay.
that
Clear it up.
you shouldn't also go up to every female that you see at a bar and be
No.
like, hey, you want to fuck?
Just
No,
no,
don't
no,
do
no,
that.
no, no,
Don't
Just
do
the ones
that.
you want to fuck.
Social.
Don't
Some
do
guys-
that.
But you know what?
Some guys have really low standards. That
so-
sends it to every single one.
And you know what's funny though is here's the thing. So there's a story from a long time ago. SDC. Sean Bennett. We got to get him on. He's this hilarious comic from Virginia. He does a relationship podcast too. He's really good with relationships. And he was telling me this story. He used to bounce at this bar. And they used to have this guy. He's like, he came in, he paid whatever it took to get in. He'd get the 2 drinks, and he would just walk by, and he literally would go down the line like, "Hey, how you doing tonight, ma'am? Like, are you down to like get out?" Like, he would just be very direct with them. And they'd be like, "No," and he'd be like, "Okay, you have a good night." And he would just go right down the line, and people would come up to Sean, they'd be like, "Why don't you ever kick him out?" And he's like, yeah, he's never being disrespectful to anyone.
Yeah.
He asks them like, "Are they down? They're not." And he says, and he's like, you know what? Sometimes he leaves with people and stuff. Sometimes
Yeah.
he doesn't. But
More
it's like
shots you
he's
take.
like until he's like
More shots
I
you take.
want a reason to kick him out, but he's like until he's like displeasant or like, "Oh, fuck you, bitch," or some shit
Yeah.
like that. He's like.
Can't do nothing.
He's just being polite. I mean, he's being honest, being polite. He's like, "What do you want me to do?"
It's all about
Yeah, but
attitude.
also
And it
like
works.
It's not the most effective method for sure, but it is like.
I mean,
Correct.
also, but I keep looking at that list. You know what I mean? I keep looking at that list. And if you're being that short, you're not being interesting.
social
Like,
awareness.
Maybe you're being honest and maybe
Well, yeah, that's a person that's purely just like fuck.
yes.
yeah.
But if you're trying to get these ladies, as we say, like there's more to it than just
Well,
saying
sure,
that
for
one
sure.
sentence.
Well, get
sure.
is what it means to you. All these will help in either category. I would prefer you hunt the long game, but at the same time, I'm probably at the same time. So you can have your long game, you have the short game, you have the short game, you have the long game. You do this as long as you're respectable and nobody feels offended. I feel like we're all adults. We can do this, right?
Sure.
We can figure this out, right? We adults, right? We can figure this the
Yeah,
fuck
we
out.
don't-
Sure.
And that's the way I treat life.
Sure. There's just maybe that's effective with some people.
Yeah, I lose way more than I win, but I don't offend anybody. Never
Right.
offended anybody. I lose way more than I win, but I never offend anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
I can just, from a female's
Is-
perspective, as we say, I can see that if somebody came up to me and was like, do it to me. Go
What,
ahead.
just that direct?
Just go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Ani? How you doing? You want to get out here and go fuck?
No.
Why not?
No.
Just no.
No. If someone came, that would be my reaction if anybody did that.
A guy would actually have a reason. If you walked up to him and be like, "Do you want to fuck?" He'd be like, "No." You'd be like, "Why?" He'd be like, "I'm not attracted to you." He'd have a reason, because if he didn't have a reason, he'd fuck you. like you guys are better people than us, better standards.
It's just, that's so in my face. Like, I'm at a bar, I'm having a good time, I'm hanging out with my friends, I'm like doing all of those things.
You're having a
like,
good time. You could be having a great time.
I know, but
you
like,
understand how our brains work.
I'm there for a reason. I don't know. Maybe that's just
to meet me. Like, you don't understand how our brains work. Like, if we're out the house, it's out to either make money, get bitches, or have a little fun, playing
ready,
something.
You ready? This is the funny thing, right? Let's switch around now. Anna, you approach me.
I wouldn't.
Exactly.
Exactly. So then
No hunting.
Gotcha. Then you don't hunt.
No hunting. No
Hunting implies that you're doing the approach.
No, because if
You know why?
I take that back. I take that back. If I'm
Honey.
gonna hunt,
I mean, you
I'm
have to
gonna.
at this point.
I'm doing a lioness move where I'm going around and I'm like, I'm seeing what you're. I'm being real creepy about it, and then I'm coming up to you, and then I'm gonna, hey, what's up? and then I'm commenting on something that's going on around us, and then I'm like working my way into the
Do
conversation.
you see how indirect that is, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll
and
give her. It's a hunt, but it's a.
I'm being indirect until we're talking, and I'm getting to know
I'm indirect.
you.
I'm indirect too.
And
I
I'm
guess.
finding out the information that I want to find out until I know that I can maybe see what I need to know.
The only information
And
I
then
want to
if
find
I
out is if
can-
we want to fuck.
What are you gonna find out or know about me that's gonna make you know my dick any better?
Yep.
Did I drive there?
What do you mean?
Did I drive to this bar that we're at? That I'm assuming
You
we're
decide.
Sure.
You decide.
at? Okay. Where are we going after?
I don't know. You
My
decide.
place.
Why are you
No,
making
I
all
don't-
the decisions? If she's
No,
doing
I
the
don't know
hunting?
you yet.
A girl would
Okay,
never.
so
Yeah, a girl
you'd
would
feel
do that.
more comfortable
Yeah.
in your own home.
Yeah.
Oh,
She knows where all
Okay,
the knives
fine.
are.
I weirdly find that shocking.
She
but
knows where all
okay.
the knives
Fair
are.
enough.
Okay.
Oh no, that's.
It's
all.
I'm finding out
better than
if you're
going into
single.
an unknown situation.
I'm finding out if you're
Yeah.
there alone,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
and
But now he knows where you live.
True.
Double-edged sword.
They'll figure it out.
maybe one or two other important things that I can't think about
Okay,
right now.
Right now. So how does the single? Okay, wait. So what if they're not single? They're there with someone else, but they're open.
Yeah, you
It's
ask-
too much
You
for
have
me.
way
Too
too
much.
many
It's too much
questions.
for you?
You got
On
way
a
too many
on a
questions.
first interaction, but I'll probably get your number.
Okay.
Why are you asking that deep of relationship? Like
Interesting.
on a first interaction, if you're
What
fucking
if-
on a
what
first
if it's just
interaction, you
fuck,
shouldn't have made
though?
it that far. I'm sorry. As a guy,
If
you
what?
know, if you're fucking on a first interaction as a guy, you know you should. That's way too many questions.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, yeah.
What do you mean?
I
We're
think-
chatting. We're like just talking.
Yeah, still. So I'm never gonna ask you about your. I don't
Yeah.
care if
No,
you're
no,
dating
no. I'm
anybody.
just like, oh, you here with your friends?
I don't care.
You don't care. I care.
Exactly. No, but I was just reversing the
Yeah.
roles. I'm saying as a guy.
I know.
don't
You asked me
care.
how I hunt.
I was trying to do.
But I don't really
was trying
think
to
it's
make it-
hunting, and this is the other thing, right? This is why you.
That is hunting.
If she makes the first move, she's hunting.
See,
It's
I
that
don't.
simple.
That
bro.
is
It's that
hunting
simple. It's that
because
simple.
women care about safety.
They have to.
Yeah, of course.
So I want to know if you're there hunting too.
If we're hunting, though, we don't care about safety.
Yeah, you don't, but I do.
Right. So.
So if you're, let's say you're
it's a more
there.
righteous hunt. I don't
No,
know how
let's
you
say
wanna-
you're there and you're not single.
Okay.
Then I'm not going to continue to hunt you. Let's say you're there, you're single, but you're there alone. I'm like, okay, he's hunting or he's creepy. Let's say you're there, you're single, and you're just with your friends. I'm like, okay, he's also hunting. This could go. Let's go to my car. You
What?
asked me how I hunt.
Just from looking alone, or after you've gained all the intelligence.
I need to gain the
required?
intelligence.
Yeah, you got to do some recon.
I see why you're celibate. Like, that's complicated.
No,
man. Like,
it's not because
Jesus.
I've done
Oh
it
my
so
God.
many times.
Oh,
and it's
man.
worked so many times.
But it doesn't sound like it's working right now.
Because I haven't done it. I haven't done it this year.
Fair.
If
And that normally works out for you.
Yeah.
Interesting. Charismatic, any questions? You look
God,
like you have some
the
thoughts.
first
Jesus
day, the
Christ.
first day that I did comedy after my first set, it worked.
What, you going up to a guy and being like, hey, let's go back to my place?
I didn't end up going to my place.
You went to their place?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is
Already
hilarious.
broke
'cause
your own rules.
You already broke your own rules.
Yeah.
No, but I
Did he
ended
not
up.
seem
I
threatening?
ended up knowing them from somewhere, so it was fine.
A little bit of knowledge, a little bit of prior knowledge, not just a
Yeah.
random person.
Yeah,
That's
so that
not
takes
just
a
a
random
random
person.
Breaking it down.
Works.
It doesn't hurt to
I'll
have
give her
knowledge
the hunt,
about.
But this is gonna have to be taken up.
How do you-
Listen, it's a
But how do you-
case by case scenario.
But you know why I find it hard to be I find it hard to call it hunting because you're essentially okay, like well you said that you're like the lioness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give me an animal that you're hunting. Just something a lion hunts. A gazelle.
Zebra.
Oh, zebra. Okay, ready?
It's pronounced zebra.
Zebra. Okay,
You
ready?
do not have
Ready?
them. You cannot
Ready?
name them.
This is the problem.
Stole that from Trevor Noah.
This is the
Love him.
this is the problem with saying that calling what she's doing hunting, right? You're a lioness, ready? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm a zebra. I'm running
Zebra.
your you start chasing me, right?
Yeah.
A
If
zebra.
you're
zebra.
if you're hunting me as a zebra, I shouldn't automatically go ahead, eat me, have me. Go ahead, eat me.
No, that's not what you're doing.
if you were hunting me,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you understand? Like, I shouldn't just be if if you're fishing, right? The fish shouldn't just jump into the boat and be like, here you go.
Oh
We're-
my God.
we're
It's
fish.
so much easier than that.
We will just fuck right. You could come up and go, hey. I could go if Dom was a woman, like right. I could go, hey Dom.
Do you know how much
you
easier
wanna
it
fuck?
is than
And he would go.
that?
Okay.
It's so much easier than that.
What do you mean?
There's always a group of guys that end up going to like the bar or sitting at the bar or go to get a drink or whatever. So let's say you are with your friends.
Okay.
As soon as you, as a group or by yourself, I've been watching or whatever, go up to the bar. Guess where I'm going?
You're gonna go up right next to the guy. Okay.
Yup.
But do you make the first move or does he?
Yeah. Sometimes they do it for you. And that's one less thing I have to do. If I can put myself in a situation where then I don't have to do any of the work and I've already made them do the work for me, oh, that's fucking ideal.
Oh, must be nice.
Yeah, but you're.
I've
You're
made them.
you're
I made
serving
the
yourself
prey
up.
do the work for me. Oh my God, it happens all the time.
But they're still hunting you
You see-
because
no.
they're hunting you because
No.
ultimately,
Yo.
you're at the end of the day. You're,
Do you know
We are
how many
such-
times?
we are such willing prey.
at the end.
Like,
of
You
the,
are.
it's-
You have no idea how many times I've
we
been
take
like
zero
that
effort.
one in my head,
but you don't just.
and then I've been like, put myself in the situation, and then
but you don't just go up and go, let's go fuck. That's what we
no,
want.
because I wouldn't do that.
That's what if you were hunting
because
us though.
the more you elevate yourself
meaning-
as a woman, the more they come after you.
Ready? I'm gonna turn the logic. If I'm a deer explaining to you how to catch me, come right up and say, let's fuck. That's how you catch me as a deer. That's how you catch
I haven't
deer.
had to do that.
Well, okay. Well, I'm telling you that
But-
you can be that direct.
I
have
don't need to do
I have
that
to-
though.
If we're the deer and you're the hunter, you can walk right up and go, "Hey, deer," bam, and shoot us in the face.
Yeah, but
Like,
I don't
we'll
want.
we'll
I
just
don't
let you
want to
that.
do that.
There's nothing.
Right?
Yeah, there's
But
nothing
I don't
involved.
want to do that though.
Right, but that's what
But that's
we
just
want.
the way it is.
Yeah,
That's
but
just how it
you
is.
want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but in terms of fucking, that's
Yeah, but I don't always
we don't
just
want to
want.
go through all that work that
You
you're trying
don't.
to talk to.
You don't. But as
Yeah.
from a female, you're asking the female perspective now, right?
Right.
I need to gain my information before I fuck you a lot of the time.
Right. So we've hunted you in less time and more efficiently. We know right away what the kill plan is.
Yes, but like
And then
my hunting requires me to have knowledge to feel safe because women need to feel safe before they fuck many
I
times.
feel like
You're not wrong, but how do you know that
hold
you're
on.
still? How do you?
I
What
feel
makes you think that
I
you're
feel
still
like
the
we've
one
come
hunting?
full circle. I feel like we've come full circle. Because at the beginning, our thing was that they convince us to hunt. That's their hunting mythology, being like, "I'm here, I'm prey. Look at me, come get me." That was what I was saying at the beginning, right?
Right, but they
That
don't even need to do that for us to start hunting.
They don't need to, but that's their hunting strategy.
I have
To look sexy on the plate.
I
like
have-
I don't.
Which still makes my original point.
I
that
have
they don't need to do
another.
anything
I
other
have
than
They don't
that.
need to do
actually.
shit.
I have a better comparison. Okay, instead of deer, all right. Let's think of it as women are hunting something that could be potentially poisonous.
Potentially.
could
Why
kill
potentially?
you.
Why only potentially?
Because if you're hunting like a snake or something that could potentially harm you or kill you,
Oh, I like this. I like this.
then
Continue.
you're not going to go near it.
He knows to smile when I say I like something. Cause like so
But if you're hunting, if you're snake charming and you're like, okay, that's a good one, I'm gonna get that one, then you go for that one.
see okay
That's a better analogy?
That is a better analogy, I guess, for you. But like my alternate analogy would be like in that same situation,
Yeah.
we don't give a fuck what it is.
You
we want to
That
stick
is
our dick
the
in the
male.
box.
That's the male perspective.
Box. Yeah.
That's the male perspective. I'm telling you
Right,
the
but-
female
No, no,
perspective.
no, I
which are
took
two
that.
No,
different
no, no, no.
perspectives.
No, I know. I said I just wanted to
and
meet your
we're not
analogy.
disagreeing with you.
I said I just wanted to meet mine.
We're
to
just
adjust it.
pointing out that how you're basically saying that your end result gets to where we get, and we're saying that ours goes like this and yours goes like boom. Like it's way more inefficient.
And the only disagreement is you think it because you're just saying it because it has to, and
But
we're not
it's
just
not
we're not
about-
disputing
And
that.
do you understand that we're doing the hunting because you only need to be an object from our perspective? Like we have to come and bring so much more. Like you basically just like walk in with a bazooka, and we have to bring fucking a goddamn army with us because we have to have all of these
But
skills
ours
to get you.
isn't
You don't need any of
necessarily
these skills.
always about efficiency. If we wanted to be efficient, then we could, as you said, go up and be like, "Hey, I want to fuck."
Sure, but,
And then
but
we would
even when
even-
that's the case, you guys don't do that.
I've done that.
You've gone up to a guy and just been
I've
like, "Hey, I want to fuck."
Like for instance, I've sent texts saying that.
Okay,
You know, that's efficient.
that's just the opening text.
Yeah.
That's right off the bat. Hey, what's up, so and so? Just got your number. You down to come over and fuck?
Or whatever.
That's like a fish just jumping in a boat.
You know? And that's what I want at that moment.
Okay, but more often than not, that doesn't happen, and I believe it over text. But then again, it's easier to do that shit over text, anyways.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't go up to a guy and just be at a bar.
I would if that's what I wanted.
If you saw a good-looking guy at a bar, you'd go up to him. And be
Is
like,
that what
hey,
you
you'd
want,
be like,
though?
Hey, how's it going?
That's usually not.
Okay, so it's not what you do.
But like if that's what I want from someone, that I usually do that to someone that I know. I would feel completely comfortable doing that to someone that I know.
Not strangers. You're not just going to go up to strangers, someone you've never met.
But we
and
would
just-
fuck strangers.
Oh, absolutely. We
Yeah,
would.
you would.
I
We'd
would,
also hunt on
absolutely.
any. If you told an old man today that he had to figure out the internet to get pussy, how long do you think it would take him? 3 hours.
Yeah.
He would have
Figure
that shit
the
memorized.
fuck out.
He'd be in
Yeah.
the fucking garage with a fucking wife beater on.
He'd be like,
making
gotta
pasta.
figure out the
Let's figure it out.
.coms.
Yeah.
Make me a pot of coffee, Julia.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, no, I can honestly say that.
I think we're gonna have to continue this discussion.
Yeah.
Definitely. We kind of hit everything today. So,
Oh yeah, let's wrap it there then.
yeah. Well, we want to thank you guys again for joining us for another Kingz Podcast. Hopefully we stayed on point enough for you guys today.
Yeah, hope.
We're gonna be honest as fuck. But we want to welcome you guys to the new Kingz family, and we want to thank you guys for being here, and welcome to the new year. It's gonna be strong. I've been Karizmatik.
What's up, Irish O'Neil?
Don Panzini.
Ani Moush.
Thanks for watching, Kings.
Peace.
Your chain hang, the jailers gon' snatch it. Even the warden stay straight thuggin'. White boys bloodin', black CIA agents corrupted. Flying cocaine planes hustlin'. Banks stay smuggling funds from the public for the turf war against Arabs with AKs bustin'. Oil fields flooded, block boys searching for ways out. Rapping the kid day name buzzin'. Confederate flag rhetoric terrorizes minds of an awkward white young and KKK loves it. Shit is disgusting. Are you sure this the place you won't be locked up in? When your heart's pumping fast from combat with the roughish, you sure you can keep your brain from crumbling? Keep instruction. Killers is cold, man. You probably got a bitch for soul. You fuck nigga. You way too humane for this place. Even the Vatican got a bank full of francs for his ways. The Pope's just another G hogging his block. So what you put your money to? Let me come to your spot. Let me see what's all up in your socks, asshole. Let me tap your pockets. How much money you got? Man, you can't even afford the price of fame. Niggas your type insane, so unfocused, easily controlled, bitch. Your own brain's thought patterns aren't even yours. The crazy part is you don't even notice. The beast ferocious, my niggas. The first time my third eye awoken, reality open. I saw so much knowledge unspoken, unseen, unheard, and unwritten. Unwritten in this plane of existence, I was compelled to stay and just listen, but I couldn't get it. I said fuck it, then travel to these gangbang dungeons. I came to investigate hard. Who made this? Who made the prison bars? And who really runs the place? And who brained the bunk beds? Fuck boys like you be getting raped until you tame, chained, and enslaved, facing the fact that if you don't escape, you're gonna go out like Kurt Cobain.